You are here with us, Fox Sports Racing Live right now, round 6, Moncton, New Brunswick. Beautiful place here, Riverglade MX, the history around this place, the setting right there down in front of us, beautiful drone shots. Ryan Gauld and Kyle Thompson up in the booth to bring you the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown action all day long. Kyle, we just witnessed the 250 moto. There's our boy Zed cracking a fresh Rockstar right there, getting himself prepped for the day. He's actually in the background. Couple shots of the Rockstar Energy OTSF Yamahas, the number 3. Not racing this weekend. We'll definitely talk about that. Matt Gerke, Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillar Kawasaki, just throwing it in qualifying today. Kyle, it is going to be a great day ahead.
It's a great day, and there's always some good shots here in Riverglade. You just seen Matt hitting that finish line, table, and that's right in front of the crowd there. Looks like Cole Thompson on screen there with
this is the hot lap.
Cool vest on there. It's not a bulletproof vest, it's a cool vest.
It's not taking shots fired from all the towers around. Cole Thompson right now, we're on the hot lap here for our first 450 moto. We just wrapped up the 250 moto where we saw Dylan Wright take another victory. That's 5 motos in a row, basically 6 if we included the one from Manitoba, but we didn't give it to him because of the penalty. Kid is on a roll right now, and he's basically unstoppable.
Yeah, he came from about 6th or 7th there, Gauldy, and made his way through a couple KTMs there at the end just to put the icing on the cake and take another win, and with style too, with ease and style. He looked like he was in total control again, and pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, no, he earned that one on screen here. Like I said, this is the hot lap for our first 450 moto. It's about time to talk about that cat that's on screen right now. Courtesy of MXP Hard Charger, where Chris Pomeroy catches up with Cole Thompson from last week's race.
Hi, welcome to another MXP Hard Charger Award brought to you by Roost Factory and Hoosier Off-Road. I'm here with Cole Thompson of the Red Bull Thor KTM Racing Team. Cole, let's first talk about last weekend. Down on the first turn, get up, it's a hot day, you charge back all the way up to 7th. Maybe take us through that incredible charge from last weekend.
Yeah, no, as soon as I heard there's a Hard Charger Award, I figured why not? You know, it's a hot day, let's make the most of it. But, no, in all seriousness, I came into the corner like 6th or 7th and just lost the front end, and dealing with an injury and stuff like that, I don't have the most strength right now, so just couldn't really keep the bike from sliding out. Picked it up, looked around, I was the only one on the ground. I was like, this is embarrassing. And then from there, just worked my way through the pack. I didn't really know where I was at for most of the race, and then later on I started getting position and stuff like that, and I just tried to get as many positions and points as I could. I seen Nicoletti went out, so I was like, that was kind of a blessing for me having a bad moto, and then him having an even worse moto helped me a bit in the Triple Crown. But then on the same token, you had the MX points leader, Colin Fasciati, taking off in the lead, and that didn't help our situation. But all in all, it was one of those days you just had to fight through it, and we ended up 7th in the first moto, so not bad considering in the first corner we're last.
Yeah, that was a great ride, and Sandali's notorious for being difficult to pass on even at the best of times. When you're in that position, do you look around and try to find a spot on the track where you can see maybe what's going on ahead, so you know kind of where everyone is?
Yeah, no, for the most part, I got a lot of good lines, and then in the second moto, I got out to a great start, and I think from the first moto, having to work around so many people, I was comfortable right away with every section. Second moto, I had the whole shot, and then I gave it up, and I ended up coming 5th. Somehow I came into the corner first, came out 5th, and then I was right under my helmet after the day I had. So I blasted around the outside, got into the lead, and first couple laps felt great, but like I said, we've just been struggling to get the body back to 100%, and it was hot last weekend and definitely took a toll on me. Physically, it was really hard coming off the couch and doing motos in 110-degree weather. So for the most part, we're trying everything we can. We're here in Moncton. We're ready to fight, ready to get back on top of the box, and for the most part, start collecting some more points.
Well, as you mentioned, you got a small injury. You're dealing with it. You're making the best of it. It's incredible the job you're doing this year as you defend the Triple Crown Championship from last year. So I'm Chris Pomeroy. It's Cole Thompson. That's been another MXP Magazine Hard Charger Award.
And Kyle, he's just maybe slide in and take your job there soon.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Pom's doing a great job bringing us his Hard Chargers, and we've had a few right beside the Hard Charger from this week. We have Brian Dowd, who was Hard Charger last week. So these guys need to get off the ground at the start and stay up front because they're both talented young racers.
It's I guess it's almost the award that you don't want to get, I guess, right? Because then you obviously know that you've had to come from way at the back of the pack. Great shot of the start line here at Moncton. This start has been in that position for 40 years. I think I was learning yesterday, 42 years. And man, the history about this place and the stories of the motos, the amount of experience, there's just so much history and so much behind this place. Larry and Earl and Lee Steves, the founders and the guys that believe in this thing. It's so great to be always coming back here. Just always such a great setting. I ate as much seafood as I could last night because we're in Atlantic, Canada here. It's always the best seafood in the world. And I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling like I should be I got my sea legs. I got my sea legs.
Yeah, I've always liked coming to Moncton. It's some of my better motos were here as I was a pro for a short period of time, but I'm just used to the clay. I like the clay dirt. I didn't like that sand like we had at Gophers and Sand Lee.
Yeah, you weren't a sand guy.
Nope,
it
not a
wasn't
sand
your cup
guy.
of tea. Okay, we're going to get into it here. 450 moto number 1. Who's going to grab that RotoDistributing.com hole shot? Kyle, if you were a betting man, you couldn't be biased, obviously. Who do you think is going to grab that hole shot? Mike Alessi was our fastest qualifier again today. We've seen what he's been doing lately. He's been getting good starts, getting up front. Could he be the guy? And maybe it's going to be the number 1. Maybe it's your brother. Maybe even Ryan Dowd or Yannick Boucher could grab that hole shot. Who do you got?
You know what? I'm going to go on a crazy wild card, and I'm going to say Keelan Meston.
Keelan Meston, I like it. Qualified third here today.
Yep.
So he is feeling it. There's the Royal Distributing Rockstar Energy 30 board ready to go. The Rockstar girls getting their stuff ready with Paul Kinger down there. Kingsley got the best job in the business, as everybody likes to say. A couple guys, mechanics getting themselves in. The mechanics get into that area right there. The riders, this is the best time of day right now. The riders are getting the focus, kind of clicking into the gear, getting themselves ready. All of the gates all of the hole shot devices are down. Now we're just looking for that board to go sideways and watch the heads drop. And there it is. The heads are dropping for some riders. We're getting ready to go. The revs are up. The gate is down. Who's going to grab the RotoDistributing.com hole shot out of the middle?
Fasciotti.
The 800 and...
Is it 800 again?
The 800. No problem there. Fasciotti going a little bit wide. And Nicoletti looks like he got himself into a good jump. That's into his second spot. Fasciotti. So the RotoDistributing.com hole shot to the 800 for sure. Nicoletti and Fasciotti in tow.
Yeah, so those, and look at Keelan Meston jamming in there. So he drove it in hard on Thompson there, and he's taking over position. So Keelan Meston is hungry after that third fastest lap time.
Yeah, you know, it's just that little thing like that. They can get that confidence that might be missing on something. Keelan Meston having lots of great motos this year, but unable to kind of put it together the way that he'd like. Right now, Alessi, Nicoletti, Fasciotti, and Gerke are top 4 guys that are banging bars week to week right there, and Cole Thompson just behind it.
Yeah, so those guys are going at it here, but actually looks like we lost Cole Thompson in there. It must have went down that back sweeper. But Alessi, fastest 3 times this year, 3 times on the East here in practice. Let's see if he can put it to the test here in this first moto and really lay it out. We know he had some hand issues last week, so have an eye for him to see if he can hang on this whole 30+2.
And of course, we are all aware of what happened between Mike Alessi and Phil Nicoletti last week. A lot of heated moments, a lot of stuff out there. It is all put aside. The boys got a couple of penalties for some of their actions, but now here today, a new race, a new day. Hopefully drama-free is, I guess, what we want, but also we got people at home on to see a battle between these guys, and right now they're 1 and 2, but Alessi doing that usual thing. Kyle, he's so good at those first half a lap to really just stretch it out and kind of suck the life out of the competition.
Yeah, we've seen it all year, right from the very first gate drop. He's been able to get out front in his first half, 3 laps in. He's blazing fast. First half of the race, he's been good. On the East Coast, he's figured out how to do the whole moto and hold on. Last week, obviously having that hand issue, big blisters there. He was, slower in the end of the moto. But right now, this track isn't going to be as demanding as the last 2. So watch for the 800 try to get away here.
800 right now, crossing that line, getting the green flag. Monster Energy Alpine Star, Pillars Kawasaki, Gerke into that 4th position. And Gerke was so fast in practice today. He looked hungry, and he's coming off a technicality of not getting the win last week, but he earned it and he got the points, and really, he was our winner. Technicality after the penalties like that, but there was no doubt that Gerke was the best guy in that second moto, and it looks like he's getting the ball rolling. Unfortunate at times at Gopher News, but here in Moncton, got that good start last week, got that win. Maybe Gerke can pull away here and start making something happen with our top 3.
Yeah, so look at this. Fasciotti kind of pacing himself a little bit early here. He's going to try to pounce. Look at that jump down the waterfall, going wide, staying away from the ruts. And Fasciotti's got some interesting lines here early on, and he's got all the guys he needs to be right in front of him, so he knows where he's at.
All right, so Mike Alessi, Smart Top, Bullfrog, Spa, Honda Canada, GDR Fox Racing backing him out in the lead right now. Then it is the Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha ride of Phil Nicoletti, currently sitting in that second spot. It looks like they're about the same distance as the lap before. So Phil putting in heaters too. You know, Phil is experienced as well. He probably knows that unless he's going to try to be pulling away, that's what he's done every time he gets in the lead, and Phil not letting it happen right now.
Yeah, so Phil kind of just keeping his distance. It's almost like they have a second and a half on each other, and they're just feeling out the track. They just put a little bit of water down Gauldy, and we've seen this in the past with these guys kind of wait for this thing to tack up before they start really doing battle. It's a long ways to go. These guys got to do about 17 laps out here, so it's you got to pace themselves early. And look at that, Gerke starting to come up on the backside of the number 1 machine, Colt Fasciotti.
All right, so Gerke trying to be aggressive right now, trying to make something happen early on. Alessi right now through the rollers up into the Hoosier left-hander before they drop down. This section right here, 1999, I had an enormous crash right here in this section. There's actually like a little creek right where Phil is right now. Boom, down going, blew the throttle tube off my bike, and ruined a 3rd place in the moto. I'm not too sure why I needed to throw that in there, but that memory just kicked me in the face. That memory just kicked me in the face during that section.
A little flashback there for Gauldy, but it is a tricky section coming down there. You're dropping down into a bunch of ruts. Very heavy watered section in the morning, so those ruts are nasty.
All right, so Michael Alessi lead another lap. Our lap times there. What was the lap time there, Kyle?
So lap times 2:04 across the board for the top 4 guys, and then it drops to a 2:06 for Keelan Meston, who sits back in 5th place right now.
Colt Fasciotti, Honda Canada, GDR Fox, a red point, Soul Wary. He's got a 27-point lead now after all the infraction stuff after last weekend. So pretty comfy with 6 motos to go, but I mean, we know the sport that anything can happen. Not a lot of times it happens to the 5-time champion, but this year, I think he can throw anything on the table. We wouldn't be surprised anymore.
No, not at all. He's definitely doing exactly what a champ needs to do, and getting those moto wins when he needs to, and being in the right position when he also needs to. You know, the motos that don't come to him right off the hop, he's able to kind of regroup and just put himself in the best points-paying position going forward. But it looks like Gerke's starting to find his drive here. He's going to try to creep up on the backside of number 1 and put a move on. Yeah, Gerke's definitely starting to feel it, doing a little bit of a rundown after that lap. Keelan Meston in 5th position behind this top 4 battle. Cade Clayson, Josh Cartwright, Michael Fowler, Ryan Dowd, and Cole Thompson back to 10th place. So yeah, something must have happened to your brother there off camera. We didn't see it. Obviously a big mistake back at 10. Sam Gaynor, Jason Benny, Chase Marquier, Parker Eos, Eric Jeffries, top 15. Eric Boucher, Brett Young, Eric Grondel, Josh Gadak, and Ryan Derry inside the top 20. Good to see Ryan Derry. And Liam Weber. Liam Weber's riding this moto. Liam Weber's riding this moto. 250 moto. Now he's out in this 450 moto. So Liam Weber going for that Ironman award. Local kid out here ripping up the 450 class. All right, there it is. 3rd spot on screen. Dropping down. Gerke unable to really close there. Fasciotti holds strong. Alessi and Phil. Looks like Phil, I want to say, we look at the timing and scoring where they had this finish line. I want to say Phil might be just a tick faster than Alessi this time around here. We'll wait till it updates as it goes through. And no, and actually Alessi with the fastest lap time at 2:02.8. Okay. So Alessi's still getting those fast laps. It looks like Phil about 2 seconds back, and 2 seconds to Fasciotti, and about almost 2 seconds to Gerke. So these guys staying spread out, staying out of the roost early on. As soon as they kind of sort out this track, we're gonna probably see one of these guys go in attack mode and really put the beats on these guys. Yeah, 100%. And now it's gonna us here to wait to see who's gonna do it. You think it could be Phil? You know Phil's going to be the aggressor right there no matter what. He wants to win. He's got to make up a lot of points now after last weekend. Phil now 11 points behind in the actual Triple Crown Series to Cole Thompson. This position right now obviously helps Phil out a lot, but if you can only imagine, your brother's going to move up a few positions on this one. And then he now sits in 3rd position or 4th position in the championship point. So a big weekend for Alessi and Phil with all the stuff that happened out there, and it really cost him a lot of the points, but it's par for the course, part of the thing. You go out there, you make things happen out there that are out of control, and sometimes penalties get laid down, Kyle. Yeah, it started out the day. Phil put himself in a great position that first moto in Sandali and had that washout into the sand berm. Gerke was nowhere to go, smashed into him, broke his rad, had to have a little pit stop, and no points for that first moto for Nicoletti. Really took that red plate right off his bike real quick, and now he's going to be fighting from behind, trying to get himself back in position for a championship here in the MX Tour. There was some talk yesterday that Mike were not very happy about some of the stuff that came down from last week. He was maybe not going to race this weekend. Unsure of things. I am sure glad that he is, because right now he's put on a clinic once again, showcasing that Mike. Whoa! Fasciotti goes down right in front of us on the Fox wide camera right there. Fasciotti washing that front end. And look at Meston. He is not that far behind this group as well. So a great ride out there by Keelan Meston. But yeah, Colt Fasciotti hits the dirt early on in this moto. That opens up the door for Gerke to move up into 3rd. Cartwright, and there's Cole Thompson coming to the screen there in about 8th place. Just getting caught up to Josh Cartwright. It looked like he was not much panic there out of Fasciotti going down. I'm sure his experience, knowing how many, motos he's been through, it's no big deal. He's got lots of time. He's going to regroup, get that lap time back down as he comes by the stripe there. So
Alessi just looked like he dropped another hammer right there.
yeah, so Alessi pulling it out. He's got a 3.5-second lead now, Galdi. He's starting to inch away from Nicoletti, and Nicoletti's not going to like that. After last week's incident, he's going to want to beat 800 straight up here and just prove his point.
100%. The 800 right now looking good, and he took a little glance over his left shoulder right there, back to see who it is and where they are. And there it is, Phil Nicoletti, the Rockstar Energy OTSF Yamaha ride. Right there, the 54, no red plate this week, unfortunately. But Phil, a hungry man, all passion, and the fans love this guy. We love having him up here, and right now he's putting on a great moto. And it's maybe he just, unless he's charging hard, he's waiting and maybe going to save something for later on. This is a 30+2. We just only hit lap number 3 here in this moto.
Yeah, so we're early on in this moto here, Baldy, and he's got himself in a good position. He's got nobody really close behind him. Gerke's about 6 seconds back. And then we got, obviously, his carrot right in front of him, his rival, Michael Alessi, who's pulling away, but we know Phil, we've seen it all year. These early laps aren't his best laps usually. He's usually about halfway, he gets that export, and it's just turn up that throttle and just get going, and he'll make that charge to the end and really try to get a win here, a moto win, and try to go for the overall on the day.
It's pretty unbelievable that he has not got a moto win yet this year, Phil Nicoletti, eh? And all the racing and everything that he's done, and the excitement and the great rides, and not able to pull the trigger on that victory. Maybe it is here, but right now on screen, Monster Energy Alpine star Hiller Kawasaki getting chased by the Honda Canada GDR Fox ride of Fasciotti after Fasciotti tipping over. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Fox Sports Racing Live. This is round 6 of the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series, the MX Tour portion. Currently leading this race is Mike Alessi. Second spot is Phil Nicoletti, and then third on screen right here is Matt Gerke. And Matt really starting to turn up right here, and Mike Alessi again. They drop another time.
A 202 for Mike Alessi again, and he's pulled away. He's got 4.5 seconds on Phil. So Mike Alessi has turned up some fast laps on the East Coast. Ever since he hit Gopher Dunes, he's a man on the mission for this championship. Obviously having a little bad luck last week, getting in a confrontation with Phil, losing some points, but he's here to gain some points back. And look at Fasciotti slowly creeping back up into this picture here.
Yeah, how was that lap time on that one for Fasciotti?
So Fasciotti got 204 there, so he's definitely back in this race. He's trying to catch back up, and they're on screen a battle. It looks like Cole Thompson on the backside of Kate Clayson here for 6th place.
Good job, Kate Clayson. He's actually held him on for a couple of laps now as well, because Cole was on that right when he's on the Fasciotti shot and crashed. So Kate Clayson really finding some stride here. He likes his track, he likes his dirt, and he's feeling good on that Sky Racing Husqvarna. But so much redemption for Cole Thompson. We talked about that back injury that he suffered at Gopher Dunes, before Gopher Dunes actually. It's still nagging him, and you can tell he just doesn't look as comfortable as he always is. But here he goes, trying up the inside right now on Clayson. Does he have the pass?
Oh,
no, Clayson plays some good defense.
Yeah, good defense by Clayson there, just being able to roll it on, stay to the outside. And it looks like the lines are shaping up good. Oh, look at Thompson just taking advantage of him, just slowing up a little early on there. And that's an advantage you have when you're behind a guy. You're a little bit quicker. You can outbrake him and just push him wide there. Good job by Thompson. As he's moving up, look at his lap times. He's right on speed for those leaders. But when you crash early and you're playing catch-up and you're running the same time, there's not a chance that you're going to get yourself in that podium position.
No, that's going to be a tough climb right there, a tough ladder to climb here as he moves in. That pass right there past Clayson was for 6th position. So, yeah, 6th position. So Thompson up to 6. If you did like a bit of a quick math, 6th position is 20 points. Nicoletti right now sitting on 27. That would be a 7-point swing. Bringing that Triple Crown Series a lot closer down to 4 heading into Moto number 2. But obviously, we've got still lots of time to go here in Moto 1 of our 450 class. Unless he crossed that finish line again. You're shaking your head like he did it again.
He did it again. 202. He keeps getting faster here, Galdi. And to be honest with you, I was expecting Mike to come out and just kind of get slower as he went along, but he keeps getting faster. Nicoletti did pick it up that lap down to a 202.6, but it's just not quick enough to match Alessi here. Gerke just in behind, dropping his lap time, starting to pull away from Fasciotti ever so slightly. And right in behind them in 5th place, Keelan Messi in a 205, still ticking off some good laps.
Yeah, Keelan Messi, good job out there. The CRT Racing Yamaha bike right there. Keelan Messi coming into his own. Kind of a similar track to Calgary where you see Keelan put down his motors and similar soil slipperiness. So he's feeling comfortable out here. The bike setup's good, and it's awesome to see. But on screen right here, after last weekend, he was very distraught, very sort of frustrated with how things went and the injuries like that. But Mike Alessi, a true professional, putting it to the side and making it happen right now and putting down lap after lap after lap of raw speed and showcasing that this guy has not aged yet. He has not slowed down. He's not ready to retire. He is still going and winning motos, and he's proving it right here as he leads Moto 1 here in Moncton, Kyle.
Yeah, he's still putting in fast laps, and he's still getting hole shots. The 800 is not done yet, and it's great to see. I'm hoping we see Mike up here for a couple more years after this because he's a great ambassador for the sport. Just a nice guy for any fan to walk up and talk to. Obviously, he's had a controversial career, and that's just his competitive nature. You know, he wants to win, he wants to hole shot, he wants to be the best out there, and that happens when you guys are battling every lap.
I 100%. I believe that those are just moments. Those are just moments in life that happen. Everybody has moments of ups and downs. He's had more ups than downs in his career and like that. And it's showcased for sure as he gets himself ready to head down to that finish line area once again. Kyle, did I tell you the story about me crashing right there?
Did you? Yeah.
Did I tell you?
Was it 99? Broken throttle barrel?
Broken throttle barrel. As Alessi clicks off another lap, there's Nicoletti all the way back in that turn. I feel like he dropped the hammer again right there. I don't know if it was the fastest time, but it looks like he's about 5 or 6 seconds ahead of Phil.
Yeah, another 202.4, and Phil's a 204.5, so 2 seconds. He's got almost 7 seconds on Phil, and I did not expect this, Galdi. I'm super impressed with the 800 right now. Something's under the hood of the GDRs. These guys are just giving her the berries. They're able to jump out front and really take advantage of these races.
All right, Phil Nicoletti, Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha rod right now, the 5.4. Sitting in that second position. As we go back and look at that rotodistributing.com hole shot, it looked like Fasciotti actually had the jump, but then it is the 800 of Mike Alessi, no problem, grabbing another $350 courtesy of rotodistributing.com. Thanks to those sponsors. Man, those guys have helped us out for so many years. Such a great partner of ours. We appreciate it. Anything you need in the power sports world, let it be a dirt bike, ATV, side-by-side, sled, boat, whatever, rotodistributing.com has got it, man, and they're doing a good job, and they're giving $350 to Mike Alessi.
I think that
hole shot, that was hole shot 17,365.
I don't doubt it at all. He's been around the pro ranks for many years, since 2004 when he was a young 16-year-old on a big 450, and he went out and got some hole shots.
Believe the hype. Believe the hype. That was the year of the believe the hype. Still believe. All right, Phil Nicoletti. Look at the body position on him right there, man. He's just so into that bike, so crunched. He just wants, a little mistake, as they say there, kind of high sides that rod. Phil might be maybe kind of pushing this a little bit too hard, pushing that track a little harder than maybe it needs to be pushed without.
Right now, he needs to look at the situation, kind of, see the gaps that he's got. It does look like he's starting to make these mistakes, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of clean it up. I'm not sure. We're going to get a lap time, see how far Gerke is behind him, so maybe he's getting a peek over his shoulder. You know what? He's got a bit of room, Galdi, so these mistakes shouldn't be happening. Maybe he's just really frustrated with not being able to catch Alessi, and it's wearing on him here as we get through this moto. We're getting about the halfway point.
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on it. Whoa! Big slide out for Nicoletti heading up. He is pushing it right there, losing a little bit of
the halfway board
on his Pirelli, so we just reached halfway. That lap time now is going to be way back. Alessi's going to have at least 10 seconds now.
Yeah, so he's got almost 10 seconds, Galdi, 9.5 second lead. And Mike has just got to be smiling under that helmet. That has got to be the best feeling after all the stuff he's been through, to get out front, get that hole shot, and pull away from the main competition here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to feel good.
And you know what's pretty wild right now? Both Nicoletti and Gerke doing Alessi a favor in the points as it stands right now. That would be a 7-point swing, right? Yeah, 7-point swing in Alessi's favor. He lost 7 points last week for that donkey, so that literally makes that go away just like that with right the way we're sitting.
And it's frustrating when you see that you lose those points and you have such an awesome moto that you're only gaining the points you lost. He's going to shake his head like, man, I should have just smartened up, and just made the right choices on the bike. And obviously, with the heat in Sandali, I think everybody was making bad choices because it was wearing on people. Yeah,
my bad choices going out in that second two-stroke moto when I didn't have an ounce of energy left. But I'm ready for it today, and so is Mike Alessi. He came here to race, and he came here to attack. And like I said, there was a moment of thought where they may not come and do battle this weekend. Obviously, that was a smart move, coming ahead and doing it, because he looks good up front right now. The 800 is up front and pulling away he's in control of this moto. Going to bring home a full 30 points, $350. But again, we just hit halfway. There's still lots of time left. And as we've seen a lot this year, anything can happen, and sometimes it sure does, Cal, here at the Triple Crown Series.
Yeah, the one thing I got to point out, Galdi, ever since we hit this eastern swing, going back to Gopher Dunes, Mike Alessi, dominant there. We had Phil Nicoletti up front there. Gerke had his issues, but he was one of the faster guys. Those three Americans have carried their speed and have been the most dominant riders since we've hit the East Coast. And it's kind of put Cole Thompson and Colt Fasciotti kind of behind that podium position. Obviously, Colt Fasciotti getting that overall last week. But if we're going lap for lap, these Americans have been putting the paces to the Canadian boys.
Maybe we gave it too much of a break. The Americans still got that break and really hunkered down and started working harder because, man, coming into that break, it was the Canadian boys doing the battle and leading the way. And right now, Fasciotti still holds that red plate, but it is, like you said, the 800, the number 2, and the number 54 that have been really laying those laps down here on the East Coast.
I got to say, now Alessi, he must know the gap. He is slowed up, but also Phil is slowed up equally, so it's gonna be one of those just kind of go to the finish. They got that halfway board, they've done their sprints, and now it's just gonna pace and manage the race here for Mike Alessi and Phil Nicoletti, who sits in second.
All right, so Smart Top Bullfrog, Honda Canada, GDR Fox Race, and Mike Alessi leading the way right now on the number 800, the recognizable 800. And man, is he ever doing? He's doing. I saw him at Dylan Wright sitting this morning and kind of talking over the race. So maybe Dylan Wright was feeding Mike some of his goodies and all the good vibes that he's got right now, because man, they are both clicking under that tent. The Honda bikes, the Honda team, the whole thing right now is just really an unstoppable factor.
Yeah, and you know what? Dylan Wright, Mike Alessi spent the winter together training. You always see snaps of them riding their road bikes together. Actually, Dylan Wright had an incident on a road bike down there in the winter time. Got hit by a car. Thank God he's all right. Was able to take that Arena Cross Championship.
Yeah.
But it goes to show they must have put in the right work. And it, you know, riding together with two very competitive guys, they've obviously excelled. And in the East Coast we hit here, they're dominant.
All right, good shot. Alessi up over top of that step up right there. Kyle's going to that scoring in time. He's got
looks like
Gerke
slowly creeping up on Nicoletti there, Galdi. So keep an eye on that. Just in behind that battle, we're waiting for Nicoletti, and there's Nicoletti about 10 seconds down, peeking over his shoulder, looking for his fellow American, Matt Gerke. So Gerke starting to find. Look at his. Like lost his hand up that hill, kind of got the front end swapping, but this last couple laps here, he is pushing.
Again, maybe pushing too hard for the soil and the way the track is formed right now, because sometimes on a track with this kind of slickness and this dirt, you can push too hard and it can bite you. And that last couple laps, it kind of bit Phil just a little bit. What is lap time that time there, Kyle?
Yeah, about 2:04 for both of the leaders there, equal lap time. So Phil not able to gain any ground, and it looks like he pulled a bit on Gerke. He had a bad lap there, as well as Colt Fasciotti. So Phil, even though he's making those mistakes, still going blazing fast and keeping up with the Alessi's lap time, just go 10 seconds back.
That's just sheer strength. Just sheer strength on that bike. He just would rather fight it instead of letting it just flow underneath it. He'd rather just fight it, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Great shot. Looks like this. So Cole Thompson now has moved his way up past Keelan Meston into top 5. So a great rebound for Cole Thompson, but you know he's not going to be happy after that motor, because he's most likely not catching the top 4. And to throw away some of the points, at least he got one back right there, so that would make it down to an 8-point deficit heading into Moto 2 for Phil. But yeah, an unfortunate way to start that race, but a great way to finish and a great rebound for Cole Thompson.
Yeah, he's not going to love it. He's going to be angry under that helmet, just like all those guys in the top 5 are when they have a bad moto. And just getting that hard charger from last week, he wanted to do it all over again. I don't think he can win it twice there, Cole, but good try. And he's about 12 seconds off that lead pack, so he has his work cut out for him. And you never know, as long as he can still pound out the laps and these guys start dropping off, he has a chance at catching Colt Fasciotti if he keeps going.
I haven't had a chance to get a good shot. We saw a little bit of Chase Marquet last week right inside that top 10. He's sitting in 9th now for that Manluck racing team. So I feel like he's kind of begun to get a little bit better as well. I mean, he just joined on the East Coast. But, or no, did he race Manitoba? He raced Manitoba.
He raced in the mud in Manitoba. That was his first round where he filled in for Cheyenne Harmon, who's on the men. Bummer seeing him crash out in PG. What a great kid there, that Manluck team.
Well wishes out to Cheyenne Harmon. Hopefully he's tuned into the Fox Sports Racing Live or the 2 Wheels TV app. And we wish you well and hope we get that recovery and hopefully see you back in Canada again soon. But yeah, great job by Chase Marquet right now sitting at 9th.
So these guys clicking off the laps here, getting late in the motor. They're 11 laps in. There's a great shot of Gerke heading down that Galdi corner. Lost his throttle barrel for those listeners who are just tuning in.
Just
That was
stabs it in there. And I guess
back in 99, eh?
Oh, 99. What a beautiful year. Oh, Ryder coming up a bit short on that one there.
It's like Brock Kelly there, just coming
Is
a
that
lap down.
Kelly or Gadak? Oh, he's no, that's Josh Gadak.
Oh, is that Josh Gadak?
170 there.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're
they
right.
kind of look similar. The 110, 170.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times there watching those bikes. So
This battle looks like it's getting closer. It's even on this track here. We're going to go to lap score. But Phil had an awful lap at 2:08. He might have a little tip over there. And he's actually only got a 2-second lead. 2-second lead on Matt Gerke, his fellow American here.
Okay,
so watch the number 2 to creep into the picture here.
got to admire Matt, too. Had such a difficult year. Some DNFs, obviously bike problems to go for. Always hard for a racer to rebound that stuff. Man, has he ever really put it together the last few motos here. And right now feeling it. Oh, as he blows it. Man, I'll tell you, there are edges and soft spots that you think are hard out here that you hit, and you just don't even know what's going on half the time out there. And you're watching these riders. I talked to Tanner Ward, he's like, yeah, man, there's just a lot of stuff. They're hard to see the way that black dirt forms. It's hard to see the edges underneath.
Yeah, so you've seen, Matt Gerke there sliding out, and I talked to riders in practice. They haul in a lot of topsoil here and a lot of wood chips and stuff like that to mix in, but it seems like it's sitting on top of that hard clay, and it looks like it would hold up a nice rut. As soon as you power into it, and you see what Matt Gerke did, it kind of blows out on you.
I don't have that problem in the 125. My weight to power ratio keeps the power to the ground very nicely.
Keeps those lines nice for these 450 boys.
Yeah, exactly. So Monster Energy, Alpine Star, Pillar Kawasaki. Let's get a little rundown, Kyle. These guys, actually, they're coming up to the finish line. I'll wait till the next time they come to the finish line as Gerke crosses that past Josh Gadak out of Alberta. Right now, a rookie kid, 17 years old, kind of getting experience. I met his mom yesterday. She brought over some freezies for my kids and kind of gave us a little bit of the Coles notes of them. And he was absolutely crushed after these last 2 weekends.
Oh, man.
The sand just beat him down.
The West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast guys like that, these young kids, I shared with them, I said, do not let it happen. This is an experience. You're in it for the long haul. You know, stay with it kind of thing as Phil goes across there. Let's look at some times right now. Gerke's closed it in.
He's closed it in a bit. Phil was a smidge faster that lap than Gerke, but it looked like Gerke struggled a bit with lappers, but they're in the same frame here as their cameras catch them going through the mechanics area, the Lucas Oil mechanics area, and they head back that Honda straightaway. So I feel like that carrot's right in front of the number 2, and he's a great finisher on motos. He's going to be able to creep back up on Phil and probably force some mistakes out of the 54.
And Gerke's half rabbit, so you know he loves carrots. All right, so Phil Nicoletti up over the scrub jump. Gerke right there within about 2 seconds, I'd say.
Yep.
And feeling it. And you know, as a racer, like in the position that Phil's in, if he's looking back, it's always getting in your head. It's always kind of wondering, what line is that guy taking? Where is he going? How is he catching me? Unless you're just making total big mistakes. You're just always so unsure. And Gerke, he's got the momentum. It's hard to stop the momentum once it gets going. Yeah,
so look at this. The blue flag is out there. Got one lapper in between. But what I noticed with Matt Gerke, he's finding some great lines out there and carrying his speed well. It looks like Phil a little bit more jagged with his lines, maybe charging a bit harder, but just not working out for him as Matt Gerke's slowly creeping up here.
Saw just a fan cheering someone on. That must have been a Lessie or going the other direction there, fist bumping. So we got a Lessie fans out here in Atlantic, Canada. Always one of the best and most beautiful settings as we cross our beautiful country here in Canada for the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. And I'll tell you what, it is so much fun getting to see all the sights and sounds of everything that is moto and everything that is family that brings it to moto. And right now we're watching the 450 pros. And let's get a rundown there, Kyle. Let's see what we got in our top 20.
So out front by 12 seconds, Michael Lessie just laying the beats to these guys, really putting on a clinic this moto. Nicoletti, Gerke, Vassiati sit fourth, Thompson up to 5th, Meston, Clayson, and Cartwright in 8th place. Chase Marquier with his best moto running 9th. And Ryan Dowd up in the top 10. He's been a staple in that 10 to 15 mark, so good to see him just cresting that top 10. Sam Gaynor, Eric Jeffries, Yannick Boucher, Parker Eels, Eric Rundle, the American, and looks like Jason Benny, Josh Kadek, Brock Kelly, Brian Cormier, and Dylan Kershier. So those guys rounding out the top 20. And look at this battle. This is getting tighter here, Galdi, and that carrot is getting closer to the front of that Kawasaki.
100%. The Waskabu Abbott right now is chasing after Elmer Fudd. Going down the long straight down the back. I love this section, man. When they added that section years ago, I thought that was the coolest thing. Look at the Trans-Canada Highway right there in the background. These guys are going just as fast as the cars going down the Trans-Canada Highway, and you got it right. Gerke has closed that in at least a half a second that lap.
And you know what I like about that section, Galdi? It really gives an opportunity for a guy chasing to outbrake somebody and really take advantage of them slowing down into the corner. They drive it. They got lots of room to go wide or cut up the inside. It's a great section there they added here at the River Blade track.
100. So the Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha ride sitting in that second position, but third spot right in behind on the Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillars Kawasaki of Matt Gerke. And, you know, these two guys right here could be the biggest warriors we have in our series. So tough, so strong, never give up attitude. It's going to be a battle right down to the wire right here. Gerke just needs to find that flow that he's gotten in because he's clicking by. What do you think that Matt is doing different than Phil to make that close in, Kyle?
He's just riding a smoother line. I want to say that he's been very aware of the track and the way it's shaping up, and he's found some creative stuff going by it. Just somebody going by the midsection. It sounds like a burnt clutch there. It smells. That's the great thing about being outside, Gold. You get the sounds and the smells, and definitely somebody hard on the clutch there as this battle shapes up. Looks like Gerke, once you get in that little zone, he's, you know, blood in the water. He's able to really rise to another level. And look at Nicoletti. He's like, who's that in my rearview mirror? It's the number 2 Kawasaki, and Matt Gerke closing in.
Catching up to Privateer Parker Eels right now. Here late in the moto. We're coming up. What lap are we about to hit here, Kyle?
So we're 14th lap as Alessi crosses the stripe again with a 2:06. So these guys so they're still 11 seconds down from Alessi. He's checked out, and look at the scrubs on the number 2. He is a man on the mission right now.
You know what's funny too about this class, and these are all like full men leading this, all over 30 years old, all experienced, all champions in their own right in some shape or form. And Alessi just kind of proving that age ain't a thing. But look at Gerke, he's just got a little bit smarter line, I believe, right now, Kyle. He's just taking a few smarter spots.
And in the way.
Lap traffic in the way there. Look at that, he got out of the way just in time right there. Good job, Yannick Boucher.
Super impressed with the way Gerke can accelerate out of the corners and keeps the bike really tight and low to the ground, getting great traction on this hard, slippery surface.
All right, so Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha getting chased by the Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillar Kawasaki. The team that Gerke was on last year right now is the team he's chasing. Do you think there's always a little bit of extra when he's doing that, Kyle? You think he's got a little extra under the hood to get that past me?
Oh, definitely. That's a little extra motivation, knowing that's the bike he was on last year. I'm not sure the situation. If he got dropped, he got picked up by Cowie, but you always want to beat your old team and your old teammates there, so it's creeping up on the backside of Nicoletti.
All right, so Matt Gerke right now is really feeling it, and he's coming in tight. He's just seems like he's able to get on the brakes in a different position, able to get on the gas a little bit earlier, and he's looking fresh. He's looking like him and the bike right now are finding that comfort zone, and they're making it work. Because look at, he is right on the back end now, Kyle. He's all over up the inside. He's trying to get that Bondi engines laid down, chasing the factory Yamaha of Phil Nicoletti, with Phil holding strong right now in the defense. And I want to say that there's not likely going to be any passing up and around here. It's going to be waiting that section, that long straightaway like you're talking about. Outbreaking up the inside kind of move.
Yeah, you know what? It's a strong point for Gerke, too. He's very good at scrubbing that finish line and that jump right after it, and then heading back to the GP section. And those sweepers up to it, he carries a lot of speed. So have an eye here. He's going to probably try to make an attack here real soon on the number 54, so he doesn't have to eat too much more roost.
Yeah.
There's 2 boards. So
2 laps to go. That's it. So that's it. This has got to happen here soon for Matt Gerke. He's only got 2 laps to go. This is the battle right now. Alessi is checked out. Fasciotti way behind. And of course, Phil does not want to let Gerke get by, because that gives 2 more points into Cole Thompson and also gives 2 more points to Alessi towards that championship, and still all helping Alessi chase down Fasciotti. Look at that. Phil takes the Gerke line that time.
Yeah, so smarten up. He must have felt the presence of Gerke last lap and kind of closed that door off. But right through here, he's really fast, and it's just looked like Phil definitely found a better line that lap, and he's able to pull that gap out just over that mound, heading down to the waterfall. These guys are just getting ready to lap inside the top 10. If they spot Sam Gaynor in the next 2 laps, that's top 10 right there for these guys. So the top riders are really hauling the mail here, because Sam Gaynor's sitting 10th in points as our series, because we lost Dakota Alex. Unfortunately, hopefully Dakota might be tuning in, and we hope you're getting well soon. He hurt himself at Gopher Dunes, and we didn't even see him last weekend. So our best wishes to Dakota Alex out there as well, who's not here doing battle. But the battle's still on track. But it looks like this. Phil has actually stretched it out just a little bit. Gerke has made some sort of mistake, and Phil has got about 3 seconds here, Kyle. Yeah, and it looks like Phil's starting to smooth out. Yeah, and just when we thought we were going to come under fire there in the Gerke, it looks like Phil found some lines and started pulling away. That two board that come out rejuvenated the 54, and he's able to pull away.
It had a sip of Rockstar on the side of it, like a bag, those bags that Mike Alessi was wearing last weekend.
Yeah, so
he got himself a little sip of Rockstar, and he's making it work.
So Mike Alessi closing this moto out. He's got about a lap and a quarter left to go as he heads towards that finish line section, and that spectator table. Whoa. Little mistake there.
Again, and these edges are everywhere, Kyle. These guys are pushing so hard, and I was just about to say that Alessi looks like he's very gradual, just sort of chilling and taking it all in. And then these little mistakes, you got to keep on your toes right from the start to the finish, no matter if you're first or last here at the Riverglade track, because it can bite you.
Yeah, so Mike Alessi cruising through the mechanics area again. Looks like he's on a full Sunday cruise, but that's how Mike rides a full moto. He doesn't look like he's ever trying, just a great rider, smooth on the bike, and he's going to make it happen for another
Look at
moto
this,
win.
hey, behind this battle just off camera, a Fasciotti is all over the backside of Gerke. Fasciotti has dropped the hammer somehow, and he's found it. They're in the mechanics area right now, heading down the long straight. Alessi's leading the way, and there it is. Look at this, Kyle. He is all over him. Where did Fasciotti come from?
And Gerke has lost some time to Phil, so for some reason that two-board came out. Phil lost connection with his rival there, Phil, and maybe something's up with
that. A flat tire, maybe?
No.
Look at this.
Gerke's
Gerke stalls
down.
it. Gerke's stalled it right now.
No way.
A bike problem for Matt Gerke. He is out of this race. Matt Gerke, wow.
Man, that is just so heartbroken for the kid.
What is going on there? Poor Matt Gerke once again gets to the last lap. Prince George it happened. Gopher Dunes it happened. And now here in Riverglade, the first moto, he's pushing the bike. The bike has quit. You can tell right there his reaction. He is not happy. You do not want to hear anything under that helmet. Right now, Matt Gerke not a happy camper. Once again, Fasciotti putting themselves in positions where it makes sense and it works.
Yeah, the champ doing champ things, and it's I'm just so heartbroken right now. Gerke making that push for second to put himself in a great spot for an overall. And then all of a sudden, things started going bad, and it must have been an issue, maybe a clutch problem like we've seen in the past. And all of a sudden, he's out of this race with less than a half a lap to go. It's just shock to the system, and he can't be happy right now. He's going to blast Cape Vic going into Moto 2. Tough look for the Cowie.
Swap all the way from unhappy to extremely happy right here. The Smart Top Bullfrog Spa, Honda Canada GDR Fox Rider, Mike Alessi. Looking good. Oh, our TV screen came in front of us. Nice, Carl. Good timing on that one. And here it is. Going to take moto number 1. He's pumped. Look at how happy he is. Fist in the air right there. Mike Alessi is absolutely ecstatic with another moto win here. That is 3 moto wins out of the last 6.
Great moto there.
Sorry, the last 5. My fault. Last 5 right now. So Mike Alessi really feeling it. Good job by him. Fasciotti and Phil Nicoletti coming across as your top 3. So that's going to move Thompson up. That's also going to steal points for the Triple Crown. So Thompson gets a favor. Meston, all the boys are going to move up 1 spot. Keelan Meston's going to finish 5th in this moto once we wait for him to cross that line. So an unbelievable turn of events on the last lap of the race here.
Yeah, so great job by all. Super bummer about Gerke. Had a chance at maybe moving to that 2nd spot, fight for that overall.
If we look just over our left shoulder right now, you can see Matt Gerke walking across the track, Kyle, just off camera. Wow, an unfortunate incident. He is not going to be happy, man. A bummer for the Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillars Kawasaki team. Matt was having such a great ride. And, man, like you said, the heart's broken. It hurts as fans watching. You see those things happen. No matter if you're a fan or not, you never want to see something like that happen to a racer.
No, and we'll have to see how many they lapped up to. I think they got up to Gainer, so he might have got that 11th spot, wherever they lap up to, Gerke will get that last spot.
Definitely lapped Boucher right on that last lap for sure. So anywhere around that 12 or 13 position, maybe 11. So we'll keep tabs on that once our scoring and timing picks up at the end of the moto. Man, it's time for a break. Another crazy moto here for the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. I'm going to head down to the podium. We'll be right back after this break. Fox Sports Racing Live.
And there we are. We're back at the Riverglade Motocross track out here in Moncton, New Brunswick for the Rockstar Energy MX Tour. Round number 6 here. We just got done the first 450 moto and another Mike Alessi clinic out there as he pulled a huge gap on his competitors. Phil Nicoletti getting that 2nd spot. Hard ride there at the end. He had pressure from Matt Gerke, who slipped back with a motor problem. He was able to push his bike off the track. Matt Gerke finishing up 10th there, so tough luck for him again. Colton Fasciotti getting a little bit of a bonus there, moving up to third. Cole Thompson from behind, all the way up to fourth. Keelan Meston, his best moto of the year, into the fifth spot. Cade Clayson, sixth. Josh Cartwright in that seventh spot. Eighth is Chase Marquier. Ryan Dowd, one of his better motos, he gets ninth. And then, like I said before, Matt Gerke finishing up 10th. Just as they lapped up to that spot, he was able to slide in there. So tough luck for Matt Gerke. He was looking fast. He looked like he had a chance at this overall today, but with a 10th going into second moto, that's going to be a tough look. So we got Colton Fasciotti down at the stage.
Welcome back, Fox Sports Racing Live. Thanks, Kyle. Send it down here with Honda Canada, GDR, Fox Racing, Cole Fasciotti. Colton, get off to a pretty good start out there. A couple quick little battles, and then all of a sudden you tip over. Looks like you're going to get a fourth, and then all of a sudden, boom, Matt Gerke has a bike problem. Another weird moto here in Canadian motocross.
Yeah, you never know what can happen out there for sure. The first part of the moto wasn't so good for me. Mid part wasn't great either, and it seemed like I turned it on at the end, which was good. Good momentum coming in for the second moto. Found a couple better lines and stuff like that, so hopefully I can do a little bit better at second moto.
All right, Fasciotti, we'll get you back ready. Third spot, moto number one. Keep it live. I'll bring in Phil Nicoletti right now. Phil, another solid ride there. It looked like, once again, Mike kind of laid down those crazy fast laps. You were trying to hook onto it, and then a couple times on TV we saw you kind of battling the bike and kind of smashing turns. Second spot, though, puts you in a good position for overall and a good ride here today.
Yeah, I was definitely didn't have a flow out there, so as mostly everybody could see, but it's all right. Still figuring out the track. Got a little bit of arm pump just because I was trying to manhandle the damn thing. So we'll get ready for the next moto. I like to thank the Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha for getting me out there. And yeah, like I said, I just struggled with the flow. Got to get the flow, and then we'll be okay, and the rest of it will connect.
Would you do any bike changes between motos?
I think we're going to go a little stiffer just for the G out in the hills with the braking bumps. So it's kind of getting it wallowy a little bit and kind of getting a little head shake. So small change, nothing big.
All right, well, we'll let him get back to the trailer. Good job live out there. Mike Alessi still doing the live up on the podium. So you talked to both those riders there, Kyle. Phil Nicoletti says a bit of a struggle, kind of fighting the bike, kind of fighting the turns. Got to get the flow, as he said. Fasciotti says beginning he struggled. He couldn't find it, found the flow at the end right there. Like anyone can bring in Mike Alessi. Mike, come on right in here live on Fox Sports Racing. Mike Alessi, man, I'll tell you what, last week, unbelievable things that you're able to put that aside like a true professional, and you went down and did exactly what you need to do. Got your rotoscripting.com whole shot and did your thing. Those first 6 laps, checked out on every one of them. You're like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, dominating motor. Tell me how it felt on your end.
Yeah, it felt good. Just want to thank all the fans for coming out, for supporting me, my sponsors, my family, GDR, Smart Top, Mike Genova, Fox Racing, Easy Clean, and all the great fans. So,
all right, well, look, let you take it away. Good luck in that next moto, Mike. The lovely Goddard, Mike Alessi, taking moto number one, rotodistributing.com, whole shot winner as well. Kyle, I'm in the heat of it down here, and it's awesome to be a part of it. The boys, they all seemed a little bit cordial. I feel like the action's going to be hot in moto number 2. I'll send it back to you in the booth, buddy.
What a moto there, and Galdi catching the action. Just as they come off the stage, you get that raw emotion there, and a little bit more tame than last week. We've seen a lot of controversy with those guys, Nicoletti and Alessi. They put that aside. They went out there and battled, and Alessi got the better of everybody there, laying down some really fast lap times, the fastest of the day early on, and pulling away from the field. So good for Mike, and he puts on another charge for this series. And we got actually caught up with one of our young talents there, Marco Canella, the number 46 MX 101 ride.
All right, Gooch, the Gooch, Gucci. I want to know right now the nickname. Where did this come from? Because I'm not a fan of it. I don't feel like you should. That's a high status up there in the fashion world.
Yeah,
I mean, you look pretty good. Your hair's flowing.
It's a high status. Ian Hayden, I grew up around him a lot. You know, he's a pretty fancy guy. He's always got the hair in check. He's looking
Isn't
good.
he, eh?
So they just, I would always send him videos of Floyd Mayweather and stuff, and he's just Gucci'd out. And I was like, they started calling me.
He does have the hair like he's like the actor that gets up after like the 8 hours sleep, and it's just perfect. You know, like you're watching 90210 or Melrose Place. I'm dating myself. You don't know those shows.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I agree.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what you're saying.
Okay, so we're standing here right now, Riverglade finish line behind us. This is a spot where you have not seen the checkered flag first.
No,
unless
actually,
you finish
never.
practice.
Yeah, ever, no.
So how do we fix that? Because, I mean, the talent, the tools, the bike, the team, the hair, the nickname.
It's all there.
It's all there. So, and it's not like you're not trying to, but, I mean, being real here, how do we fix that, Marco? How do we make that happen? Because, I mean, you're right there. It is a gap, but it's not like it's this insurmountable thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think I'm on the cusp of kind of breaking through and being able to race with these guys a little bit more. I think it's mostly mental.
Just trying to believe in myself a little bit more. I got to get a good start and run up front and believe that I can be there instead of only believing I can be a top 5 guy, be a little bit more on the podium. And it's just I got to do it one time, and then I'll be like, okay, I belong here.
Well, we got the Walton. You're running it one time.
That's true.
Not counting that?
That was it. We stopped racing for like a year, and I came back out. I'm like, what happened?
What's going on here?
What's going on?
I want to talk about the amateur thing. You were one of those prodigies in Canada. You got yourself a Loretta Lynn title, which is obviously huge for the resume. Always great results. How do you transfer that into this, little kids at home like that? It's not easy.
No.
Jumping that thing. You think that it's going to be simple. You're going to bump into these guys. You're going to play the role right away. But explain how that transition went and, how you're kind of adapting to it as you're getting older now. You're 2 years into the pro thing. And how does it, change? What's the biggest realization you've had?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously I came in and I was like, oh, I can race these guys. And you do have to believe in yourself and know you can be there. But when you come in and start racing 30-minute motos and guys who've been doing it for, 4 or 5 years, they've got a lot of 30-minute motos under their belts. They know what to do, how to prepare themselves, how to suffer through a hard moto on a hot day. And you just have to go through it and just keep pushing. It's only my second year so far, and obviously it's tough, but I'm not going to quit this easy. I'm going to keep trying and hopefully be able to be there one day.
Well, I mean, that's the thing you want to sell that is that you can't be a quitter. It's obviously going to be difficult to manage it. But so, say during last weekend, the crazy heat, how do you manage that as that racer and kind of know, okay, hey, this isn't going to be easy. Well, I guess I'm signed up for this. You wake up in the morning, you know right away it ain't going to be easy, whether it's hot or not. It's not simple. How do you prepare yourself for that mentally and be like, this is what I've chosen, this is the path I've made, and also try to make sure that you can enjoy it because you can have fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're trying to have as much fun as you can during the weekend in practice and qualifying stuff, but when that gate drops, you're about to suffer for 30 minutes. That's just the way it's going to be. Like, some days you're going to have arm pumps, some days you're going to be super tired and things aren't going to go. You're going to crash on the first lap, and just kind of accepting that and realizing that everyone else is feeling just as bad as you are. Like, no one's out there on a Sunday cruise. Everyone's going for it. Everyone's heart rate's 190 and they're dying out there too. Whether they admit it or not. What happens if your heart rate's
like 210?
Yeah, it's been there. Last year at Gopher, it did happen for me.
I think I hit that last week in the two-stroke class. Should I have passed out?
No, man, it's good for you.
Oh, that's good for you. Let's talk golf here for a minute. How's the golf game?
It's been slacking lately.
Yeah,
no, I haven't been out. I've been spending a lot of time.
He doesn't like to use his woods on the tee, which I think is very unmanly.
It's true story. I've been hanging out with the chick a lot, with the girlfriend, and
love boating.
I've been on the full love boat.
You've ditched the clubs for a paddle on the love boat.
As you know, my clubs got pretty messed up in Florida there.
All right, that was a storm, I believe.
Yeah, no, storm. Yeah. Something happened to them. So they're a little bent up and haven't got some new ones yet, but we're working on it. Maybe a podium and I'll get some new clubs.
Great job right there. So much fun. I watch myself doing these interviews. I know I have fun doing them, and I just can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just poke the bear and get these guys' personalities. Another hidden personality there, Marco Canelli. He's kind of a quiet.
He's
got some funny.
Oh, he's funny.
He's got that little edge to him sometimes. There, look at you can see the wind really blowing in the background right there. Before we get into our second 250 motor, we're going to take another short little break and be back with a little track map and the 250 class to see if anybody can stop Dylan Wright. Do not change that dial. Hey, Scott Tokley, you're on TV. Doesn't he look good? He looks good. He's just like, what's going on here? Where am I right now? Where am I right now?
Making sure none of the boys there creep out, pack their gate as they get ready to go here.
Hot lap time, buddy. Hot lap time, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, I think, maybe to hot lap or something they're saying over there.
Yep.
Kanger, we're just sharing how good on time we are. And welcome back, Fox Sports Racing Live. Race fans out there, you're watching the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. And we got something unique for you this week, Kyle. Something that I think you're going to have some fun with.
Oh, I can't wait.
We decided to put the helmet camera on me in practice. And
is this
here
from
we go.
99?
This is today.
This
is today.
Okay.
This is today here. So this is just after the finish line, buddy.
Look at the ruts already starting up here. This is through the mechanics area for the guys. We just seen Phil and Matt Gerke battling through that section into the GP section. Talked a lot about this being a good place to make up time, just outbreak your competitor.
Yeah.
And lots of lines here. You can swing wide. Look at the ruts already in practice.
Yeah, the ruts were deep out there. I was not a huge fan of the way it was practiced. I couldn't clear a lot of the jumps, which you're going to see here in a minute because I just couldn't get the drive. And but the soil and the picture here just looks so perfect. The soil, I knew it was going to come around for our moto, which was about an hour after this. But you can see here too, a lot of the track not really being used early in the morning because of this mud. You come down to this section here, and the ruts were just getting
You can't tell these ruts are that big until you get this helmet cam on and you get that rider perspective. And these guys are flying down that waterfall, jumping down it, you know, the two-step, and right into these deep ruts, right around back towards where the mechanics area was, and heading towards the catapult section. So this is the switchback. Kind of gets one line there, Galdi. And,
yeah, nobody, I hadn't seen anybody go outside yet in any races, anything going on there. So.
Yeah,
but again, here, look at only 2 lines kind of coming into the turn because of the slot. But again, we talk about with tracks like this, you got to look at these ruts going up to that the catapult as it is. I cannot clear that jump. I can't get it.
Yeah, so Dusty Clad, if he's listening out there, Galdi can't clear it. He would have in 99, but he broke his throttle barrel. And today he still can't do it.
Couldn't get over that one there because of some slop. And there we were able to get over these in the race. A lot of us on the 125s were, but couldn't do it on that one there. This section here is kind of new. It used to do a sweep around and then go this way to the right, actually, for our old pro classes when I was racing here in the 90s. But this is, I love this part. I really enjoyed this part all day long. Super fast, few options. And like I said, the dirt was great. This was crazy.
Look at the ruts there.
Those are actually, they're like 2 feet deep. You're like just kind of guessing if it's going to get sunk in or whatever.
Nice little jump up into the midsection here. And this is the jump back we were talking about where the back ends were flopping out. You could see the lines pushing wide there, Galdi, and that was the reason those guys were losing their back end in that 250.
Watch this section. Look at one line.
Oh, gosh.
No, we're not even going out here in practice.
Oh, we're making a new one here.
I was searching, trying to figure out something to do here.
Are you taking it slow here because this is your epic crash area, or
I was scared for my life going into that area. I don't have a throttle tube in my pits either. So
yeah, and up to the finish line jump.
We couldn't get this. We were again all the guys. I think only Nathan Bless was able to do that in practice.
That's a big one.
And he in the race though we were all able to get it. So the way the track kind of gets in the morning, I feel like sometimes the racers might have come off and like, that's why it sucks, it's so hard. And I for one used to be like that in my pro prime. But the track gets so much better as you get into the races because it opens up and it gets more hard pack and you get more traction and you're not dealing with that slippery stuff. As we're looking right on screen right here with the 1 and 2 from our first moto doing the hot lap together. They just can't get away from each other.
Yeah, and just for those fans out there wondering why it is so muddy, it's not because it rained. It's, you know, you're dealing with the clay soil. You really got to sock the water to it so the lines stay good throughout the day. You get those crusty ruts later on, those hard pack ruts. It's very hard on the riders and to make passes. So these guys at Riverglade, they take care of it. They till it deep and they water it so we get some good lines.
Jess Pettis looked good in qualifying time. And able to top the spot there from that and get second in moto number 1. And these are shots actually from practice today. So they'll kind of allude to the mud you were talking about. You're going to see a lot dirtier bikes than what we've seen so far on the race side of things. Great shot of Matt Gerke. That whole setup looks great. That Parts Canada, Alpine Star gear right there, the monster helmets. Matt right there, look at that flow up over the catapult.
Yeah, late in that practice, he lost the fast time. It was Alessi who stole the fast time again. He was able to get his, I want to say, third fastest time on the East that Alessi has. So good on him. But there on screen, the number 1, the defending champ, Jess
I like
Pettis.
this right here. Look at this.
Yep.
Keenan Peterson just getting his feet wet as an intermediate. He's obviously going to be a pro now. I don't think he's got a point yet, right? You got to get 1 point as intermediate, get the bump up. I'm thinking he's going to get it, but right behind the reigning champion. You know what I mean?
Feel cool.
Yeah, just doing the hot lap. I mean, I feel like sometimes we kind of lose that perspective of our sport nowadays. Everything just happens so quick, and social media kind of steals the moments that you don't even realize that Keenan Peterson, kid is 16 years old, privateer Honda. Him and his dad are out doing the series. They're actually getting some help from the Hoosier boys with tires and stuff. And, you know, he's probably not going to see Jess Pettis again, but he's able to kind of be on the same track and same spot as him right now.
Yeah, only time.
Hey, there's your boys.
Yeah, there's the boys, the Van Meeman boys all the way from Petroy, Ontario.
Yeah,
here
helping you out doing it. Those guys are hard workers.
Yeah, great workers there.
Child labor out here at the Rockstar Triple Crown Series. They're doing a great job, boys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, so right there, your favorite section there, Galdi, up in that Fox corner, and you see Dylan Wright just taking his time. And I've noticed this about Dylan. Sometimes he'll go out there and blaze a fast lap where he's feeling comfortable. Sometimes he'll take it really slow and examine the track, look for passing lines in case he doesn't get that start that he hasn't had in a while. And same thing with Jess Pettis here, really examining this track late in the day. And honestly, it must feel like these guys, that there's not much time in between, that the lines won't change too much. Maybe they'll put a little extra water here and there, and the ruts will get a little deeper from the 450s being out there. But they've got to be pretty comfortable right away as that gate drops.
Nah, that's the other thing about those clay tracks. And unless they go out and till it and actually move the dirt around, the lines pretty much stay the same for the whole day. The only difference is now there should be an outside one or an inside one where there wasn't before, because all 40 guys trying to hit on those first laps are starting to carve things. So there might be a few more options out here for this moto here. But I mean, this guy right here on screen, he doesn't need any options. He makes passes wherever the heck he wants to. And Dylan Wright is perfect right now in the last 5 motos here on the East. He's perfect on the East Coast so far. And barring anything on his own end, Kyle, I have no idea how someone is going to be able to beat him.
Yeah, if you're a bet man, you cannot bet against this guy. He has been cleaning up on the East Coast, and it reminds me of like a Marco Canella, where he struggles a bit in the West, and that's why I feel like Dylan Wright was always struggling in the West, but when we came East, he was always strong and made up points. But this year, he was not dominant, but he was good on the West, where he kept within that reach of the points lead going into Gopher Dunes, and then he dominated from there.
Well, you got to think about, too, the second Moto Calgary, the first Moto PG, and then, of course, the 5-position penalty at Manitoba. If all those just went his way and everything, he would have a 50-point lead. He'd have a full race lead likely in the series right now with the dominance that he's showing here in the East. So you never want those things to happen and something like that, but it keeps our battle tight and obviously makes that series a little bit more attractive kind of thing, because right now Dylan Wright is in a class of his own compared to everyone of the competition on the Cape.
Yeah, and seeing Tanner Ward on screen there, get a third there in that
he
first
was happy.
moto.
I guess you probably heard the interview.
Yeah, it was a great interview there.
He was happy.
And he didn't mention that he crashed off practice pretty good, and it looked like he hit his head. His visor was gone off his Alpine Star helmet.
Wow.
And that was a good motor. Maybe rung some sense into him, and he knows how to ride a bike again, because he's been struggling on the East so far.
Now to jump to another topic, I feel like you could wear that for a Halloween costume.
Ton.
Yeah, you'd wear that this year?
I think we should start betting on these hole shots, and whoever loses got to wear that.
Got to wear that for that. Got to wear that at the banquet at the end of the year. The year-end banquet, you have to do the announcements of that. The lovely Rockstar girls with the Moto 2 board going across right there. This is the second moto of the day right now. Dylan Wright is in control. Jess Pettis has that shot, that outside chance, and of course Tanner Ward, the teammate. That was 1, 2, and 3 in moto number 1.
There's our guy Daryl.
Like it's so stiff with the hands.
Yeah.
So stiff.
Very assertive. Daryl Murphy doing the last-minute checks, seeing if there's any 2-minute warnings. And it looks like didn't see him much there. Jace Pennington right beside the box there.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good spot. It's always nice to have that little bit of room beside you as you come out. I actually, in the 2-stroke race, started on the other side of the box, and I've always liked that, just that little bit of comfort zone and a little freedom. If you do kind of make a mistake, you can kind of shift a little bit.
Yeah, so looking at this, a couple of the guys that got good starts there in that first one, we're going to watch for those KTM guys. They always seem to jump out there and able to take advantage of these hole shots. So let's see if the KTM trio right next to each other, Tanner Ward and Jess Pettis, can do the same.
And Jair Mitchell right there on the KTM, and Forte on the Husky, and then Taryn Germer. It's a whole sweep right there. So who's going to get that rolldistributing.com hole shot? All the boys are clicking it into gear. We're going to wait for that board to go sideways. The lovely Greta's got the 30 board up. And the Rockstar girls are ready to go. Kinger's got the watch. Go to 5. I heard it. I saw his lips right there. Here we go. Moto number 2. Weston Rosina on the outside. Who's going to grab the shot? Gate is down from the middle again. Another KTM. Or no, it's going to be a Husky.
Davey Fraser.
I say Tanner Ward got the edge, but Davey Fraser up front here in Moto 2. But Tanner Ward is going to be handed over the RoyalDistributing.com hole shot here for Moto number 2.
Yeah, so Davey Fraser is going to get that hometown crowd buzzing as he comes around to that infield section here. Number 11, his best start of the year, and it's got to be something about the soil and being in this atmosphere. I see his Carlson pits right behind the start, so maybe he's been studying the gates all day.
All right, so Davey Fraser off to a better start here at Moto number 2. Dylan Wright off to a little bit better start as well. He's already moved himself up into 3rd spot, pushing Forte back one more spot right there in this guy racing Husqvarna. But Pettis, he's already trying to make an attack too and trying to go around the outside of Dylan Wright right now. Pettis is going to try to put that wheel in front of him, isn't he? Oh, look at this. He's got it. Got him out of the way. A little bit of contact, but Dylan Wright does not back out of it. Wow. Look at the aggression.
This is amazing right now. These guys are going at it early. This is what Jess needs to do. He needs to get into the head of number... Oh, they hit. Dylan lost a little bit of ground, but he's still got that lead over him, and Pettis has got... Oh, no! Oh, no!
Wow!
Davey Fraser.
Davey Fraser down hard.
Oh.
Flags waving. How did both riders get around that car?
I am amazed. It looked like Davey Fraser's back wheel caught Jess Pettis in the head, but he was able to continue on and make that pass on Dylan Wright. We were hoping that Davey Fraser's all right. He had a great start there. That's a very unfortunate event.
Wow, it's just over our shoulder right here, Kyle. You can probably look at it as I take a look at what's going on screen.
So Davey Fraser is up, but he's not getting back on the bike. He looks like his bike is twisted up there off camera, but he is up and moving around, maybe a little bit.
And we can give a nod to one of our other riders that did line up in this moto, the 21. That's Dylan Wright. Josh Osby was that rider that went down in our first moto. He is not lined up here for moto number 2, we believe. We'll check our timing and scoring as they come across. But Pettis, our Ward leading, Pettis and Dylan Wright are going at it right here. Here comes Dylan Wright on the inside. Look at that pass.
And that's a place that Tanner Ward was able to take advantage of Pettis in that first one. Pettis has got to start getting those scrubs a little lower and carry that speed as Dylan Wright takes advantage.
Wow, Dylan Wright just throwing a scrub and taking over that lead. Dylan Wright, Fortier, Marshall Welton, Chase Pennington, Mackay, Jeremy Mackay in 7th spot, Kim Amiot, Marco Canella back in 9th, Keller Medallia in 10th, and of course right now, Davey Frazier, not out in this race right now, but we're going to keep tabs on him and see if he can get himself back into this race. Unfortunately, a big crash, but we're hoping he's okay.
Wow, unreal power that he's powered through that sweeper there. Dylan Wright able to keep the wheels to the ground on that edgy, hard surface there, Galdi, but he's heading back towards the midsection here, and looks like Dylan Wright already getting a bit of a gap. He's got a couple bike lengths over Pettis, so Pettis had that little bit of a hunger early on, now losing a bit of touch. He's gonna have to get back on that horse and try to run down the number 19 red plate, GDR Fox Racing, Dylan Wright. But now Dylan Wright slowly creeping up on Tanner Ward here as we get to that catapult we seen Davey Frazier crash on earlier.
Yeah, I just got a look at Davey Frazier's bike as it's coming around behind us here. Thing is in super rough shape, absolutely snapped the triple clamp on it. Kyle, it's actually just behind us right now. Wow. Snapped the triple clamp right off, so a very big crash for Davey Frazier here in that second moto. And a bit of a struggle for sure on that bike. Unfortunately for Carlson Racing, let's hope Davey is okay as you get back to the action. The triple clamp has snapped live on Fox Sports Racing.
Here we
We're
go.
hoping Davey's okay.
Try and go for that pass up the inside. And for a guy like Tanner Ward, he sees that 19 in his rearview mirror. I don't know how much fight he's got. You know, obviously he's going to fight with his teammate over position because they're fighting for a ride. But right now, Dylan Wright's got so much speed. He's able to catch up to anybody, use any different line. Look at that big run. He goes up there, no problem at all.
It made it look so easy. Like, we're passing Tanner Ward, a pro, a future champion in his own right. He goes around him like he's passing you and me, Kyle. Man, Dylan Wright is just on fire. There is no stopping this kid.
Yeah, looking at lap times there, Galdi, 2:03.
4 seconds a lap.
Incredible.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, Kyle.
Trying
That
to
is
find some of the guys that are in the battle here. So Tyler Medaglia back in 8th. Kind of in a mix of riders there. Marco Canella 7th. Luke Renzland, I'm not sure what's up with Luke today. He's back in 11th, fighting
Real
behind
bad
again.
starts. He's second in the points, correct? No, Tyler Medalia's second. No, Luke Renzland's second in the points. Jess Pettis second in the points.
There we go. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, sorry. But Luke Renzland definitely not having a great day, sitting in 11th right now, Kyle. Again, the start, you don't get the start with these guys, it's not going to end well for you.
Yeah, so right now, KTM looking pretty good there to close out a 2-3 on the day. Dylan Wright just on another level. These guys, I don't know what we can say. We have to stop talking about this kid. He's just dominating every moto, and we're on repeat.
Like I said, we can just sit in the booth right now. Dylan Wright again. Dylan Wright does this. Dylan Wright does that. It's because he has found all the bells and whistles to be a champion this year, and I don't believe there's anything going to stop him.
I don't know what it is. Every time Tanner goes down that stretch there and did it in the first moto, it must be crossing over some ruts leading up to that jump, but his bike's just all over the place. So watch for that. Later on in the moto, we've seen him struggling with his rear wheel, cutting loose on him as Pettis closes in on his teammates.
Jess Pettis right here. He said he felt hungry in moto number 1. He said he wanted to try to keep Dylan Wright more in his sights. It's going to be a bit of a struggle here now that he's back in third. Got to battle with his teammate to even get around and see what Wright is doing. He's lost enough time, too, now, Kyle, where he can't watch Dylan's lines. Not that I don't want to say that it matters. Dylan seems so strong, but maybe he can watch those lines and kind of figure out what he's doing, but he can't even get close enough.
Yeah, and the problem is once you lose touch, he had that energy, that hunger and fire in the belly early on, where he was able to pass Dylan Wright back in that first lap. But as soon as you lose touch, then you got to gain ground. You got to gain, like, what is he down, 4 seconds now? And that's tough. That's when you're in that position, you got to pass your teammate plus gain ground on the guy that's not losing a moto. it's going to be a tough battle for Jess Pettis. But Tanner Ward looks like he's staying strong there. He dropped his lap time to a 2:05. He was a 2:07 that first time around.
Just a little bit faster than Jess Pettis that lap there. So Tanner Ward finding his stride here early on in moto number 2. And again, such a fan of Tanner Ward. Yeah, cars down the backside right there. Race chase.
Cars.
KTM's got nothing or got everything for a Ford or the Ford Explorer out on the road out there. So here they go down into that drop-down section. Tanner Ward, Red Bull KTM Factory Thor Racing right now, sitting in that second position, holding off his teammate, his Red Bull KTM Thor Racing Factory ride of Jess Pettis, our reigning champion right now, wearing that number 1 plate. Marshall Welton in that 4th spot. So a pretty solid day for Welton here. 5th in moto number 1 and maybe a 4 here for moto number 2.
I gotta say, you have to put yourself in the right position. The only one able to not get a great start and come from behind has been Dylan Wright so far. Everybody else getting bad starts or like Tyler Medegla getting the whole shot and going down first. Oh! Jess running the back of Tanner there. Looked like Tanner was going to go to the outside and swapped up lines last minute to that inside rut, and Jess just caught him off guard.
So Jess Pettis trying some other lines too. Look at Pettis going to the outside here. Well, Ward goes to the inside, and it looks like it kind of gave him a little bit more of a slingshot there. So that could be maybe an area where he's trying to set up a little bit later on, and then outside here. So he's working the outsides and really trying to search for lines right now.
I wonder if they got that old shake and bake thing going on here, Talladega Nights, with these two teammates out here. As they come through the middle section. I think they need a lot more than shake and bake to catch Dylan Wright right now as they come through that top section, the Gauldy section here. Very technical.
Yes, toughest part of the track ever right here is this Gauldy section, as like to call it. Pettis trying to go that outside line. No, Ward's up the inside. Ward playing great defense right there for the time being. He's holding on. Whoa, Pettis scrubs so much he comes up short on the big takeoff there.
Those guys twinning over that second one. Nice whip. And look at that line by the defending champ, Jess Pettis. Just drives up the inside. Great pass on his teammate.
Yeah, great pass there. Let's see if Tanner Ward can do a rebound and maybe keep it in sight. But what I like to see, Tanner's got a good gap now on that 4th place, but very similar to moto number 1, where he said he made some mistakes mid-moto. But look at this, Tanner Ward trying to come back on the inside. As I talked about him settling in, he doesn't want to settle this time. He's got some fight in him, Kyle.
Yeah, he's definitely got fight. I feel like he's got more fight against his teammate than he does any other rider.
Whoa, look at this. Tanner Ward's got the driver on the outside. The bikes are identical here, but the riders are different. Tanner Ward going to try to slingshot, maybe cut in, do the Dylan Wright pass like he did in the moto number 1. No, Pettis hangs on for the time being.
I hope some of those photogs out there are getting some snaps of these two guys. It's pretty much a Thor KTM commercial out there. These guys battling in sync. So good to see Tanner Ward have that drive. And what he did is he's got the whole shot. He put some fast laps in, run with the two title contenders, and able to gap the rest of the field. So Marshall Welton's got to really search for some speed to get up to that podium spot.
The last lap there, Dylan Wright did a 2:03. He's got a 4-second lead right now. You want to think he's probably pulling away. And as we're watching this battle right now for 2nd and 3rd, because Wardy is not giving up, man. I love what I'm seeing right now, Kyle. I really hope this is going to continue the whole moto, because, man, does he ever look good.
And maybe, he got a glimpse over his shoulder. He knows that he doesn't have anybody behind him, per se. Obviously, Welton about 6 seconds back. So that kind of gives you a little bit of free reign. I can switch up lines. I can go where Jess is going. I can try stuff, and I'm not going to affect my overall race, because Welton, you can see him just in the foreground there. Oh, sorry, the background, just coming up that back corner.
Yeah, they got about 7.3 seconds does on Tanner Ward, but just like I keep saying right now, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing out of Tanner Ward, but he's just not giving Jace Pennington for the stall riding, currently sitting at 5th. I have really not had a chance to talk to him or know what his favorite thing is, but Moncton, he got a 9th or 8th in moto number 1, I believe, and sitting 5th right now. That's a great score.
Yeah, we've seen him come out blazing there and go for doing his first race with the team there. Sitting 5th all moto, and he had a DNF right at the end, or did not finish. He still ended up, I think, 16th there with the guys in the lap, but he hasn't really been able to show his true colors. Right now, sitting 5th in front of Tyler Medeglia. Hopefully we catch up with that battle later on.
All right, so give a little rundown. Dylan Wright, Jess Pettis, Tanner Ward, your top 3. Marshall Welton, Jace Pennington, Tyler Medaglia through 6. Canella, Rensland, Fortier, and Rosina. Good rebound after that first moto. Was running in 9th in Moto 1, crashes. Now running 10. Quinn Amiot, Jair Mitchell, Hayden Halstead, Gabe Gutierrez, and Jeremy Mackay, who was 7th on lap number 1, now back into the 14th position. Good shot of Marshall Welton right here. Having, like I said, a quiet but decent day.
Yeah, and you know what? It's been since we came east. He came east with the red plates, and he hasn't been able to put himself in a great position. almost like his first laps are lacking a bit. He doesn't get a great start, and he loses touch with the leader. As soon as you lose touch with the leaders, Goldie, you're in your own world out there, and now you got to set the pace. Look at this battle of teammates as Rensland creeping up the backside of Canella.
Rensland coming on strong. You know that guy always gets stronger as the moto gets longer. And Canella getting a 4th in moto number 1. Put him right around about a 6th overall. But Rensland, he needs the points. He needs to claw his way, because right now Pettis and Wright are having golden goose days, and he's losing a lot of points here in this championship.
Yeah, he's really putting himself behind the 8 ball with two rounds to go on the MX Tour and 5 rounds to go with the Triple Crown Series. So Rensland's definitely got his work cut out for him. We've seen him on the scene as a heavy favorite early on, but he just hasn't lived up to that. Obviously got that overall win in Minnedosa, and here he goes around the inside, the Pettis line.
Yeah, the Pettis line. Does he got the drive? Similar bike, similar gear, similar everything. Rensland around the outside just absolutely owns that pass, takes control, and is going to move himself up into that 7th position right now on his Road Distributing FXR MX-101 Yamaha.
He's got a very unique style, Goldie, and it's he keeps his head down. You see a lot of photos of him always looking right at his front fender. He must be using his perith or kind of looking through the goggles differently, but his head's always tucked in.
Yeah,
and definitely gets the job
done. He's always in like a street bike crouch or something.
Yeah,
but he makes it work, Kyle.
Aerodynamic.
All right, so Rensland up over the finish line one more time as we get ready to look at those lap times coming through. Here's a shot of Tyler Medaglia and him and Chase Bennington. So Tyler Medaglia has gotten by Chase Bennington, so that's going to put Medaglia up in a 5th position. Again, a great ride, but not where Tyler's supposed to be.
Another bad start there. You know, he whole shot that first one went down, and then he kind of put himself back on the second one, so he's got his work cut out for him. But it's good to see he's got Welton there in front of him. You track him down, get 4th. And you know what? He's a veteran rider. He's got a lot of energy. He might be able to start ticking off some fast laps and run down Tanner Ward for that podium spot and get himself up there to talk to you.
Yeah, no, 100%. That could be a handy-dandy job if he can pull it off here in front of his hometown crowd. I'm sure his wife and all his kids and all the family are there. And I'm not too sure what the gap is right now. Our TV beside us is not good.
I got you here,
Kyle's pulling it up on the phone.
So if we look at lap times right now, Tyler is running the pace of the leaders at 2:03. Okay. The guys in front of him, 2:06 and a 2:06.
Wow.
So as this day gets long, the track gets rough. The little short guy on that Kawasaki picks his pace up.
All right, so Tyler Medaglia is clicking away. We'll keep tabs on him. We're going to slingshot back to the beginning of this race and take a look at the roaddistributing.com hole shot. You called it once again. The KTM's getting the jump out there. Tanner Ward, it looked like it might have been Frazier, but Ward by a Nobby from what we hear over the radio from our guys, that Tanner Ward gets that hole shot. roaddistributing.com, $250 to him. And congratulations there, but back into Tyler Medaglia. And like you said, he is clicking off right now. He's clicking laps, and he's going fast, and he's really starting to close in. Is that? Oh, I thought that was Welton, but that's a lapper behind him.
Yeah, it's you know, it's unfortunate. I think that Medaglia had high hopes for this season to do some damage in this class, but he just hasn't been able to live up to that capacity. But right now on this track, one of the fastest riders, looks like he's flowing. He dropped Pennington that lap, and he's caught up to Welton, so he's got some room to make up. And you know what? He's never out of the woods when Medaglia is in the hunt.
No, not a chance. Halfway borders out, halfway gone in this moto, halfway left. So ready to go right there.
Medaglia, 2:04 there. He's right back up onto Welton here for the 4th spot.
He's right on him. Wow, this is a great battle going on here. Did he ever close in? What did Welton do that lap? It looks like he must have closed in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, so Welton was at 2:05, almost 2:06 there. So he got a second and a half on Welton that lap. And he's just been, his lines are amazing out there. The number 5 machine able to go inside, outside, and just find that drive. And he's right on that Husky rider.
And Tanner Ward, I can see him going down the straightaway after the single here. So Medaglia's got a long way to Tanner Ward, but like you said, he is just about a second and a half a lap faster right there. And you got to think that if he gets by Welton here quick, he can really jog down some laps to see if he can close that gap on Ward. And I just said it there, we only hit halfway. There's still lots of moto to go.
Yeah, so you got, 12 and a half plus 2 to go. So he's got some time. He's got about 18 minutes to go, and he's going to be able to really put the push in here.
All right, so Welton, 121, Sky Racing, Husqvarna FXR backing him up here, running in that 4th position. He's got a full rear view full of the Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillar Kawasaki. Up front, still Dylan Wright with a 7-second lead over Pettis. Pettis with a 4-second lead over Ward, and Ward with an 8-second lead over Welton, but Medag's right in front of him and right on him. And it looks like Rensland might be closing in on Pennington. And then from there on out, it's a long, big gap between everybody. Everybody's kind of riding by themselves right now.
Yeah, late in the day. And you know, a track's like the clay track. You know, we've seen last weekend a lot of heat. It was sandy. Usually that separates guys later, and they don't want to do that battle. They don't engage in the battle so much unless they have a, you know, come from behind ride. But on a track like this, these guys in this temperature, it's a little bit cooler than last week. They're going to be able to go the full 30, battling and pushing the limits.
All right, so Welton, Medag's going at it right now. Welton actually looks like he's kind of picked that pace up just a bit because Medag's was all over him. We're going to see the lap times here in a minute when they cross. But Dylan Wright, once again, a 2:05.081, a full second faster than Pettis. Pettis not having a very good lap there. Ward, a 2:06, about a half a second behind Pettis. The Welton and Medag's, but Welton, again, 0.05 of a second faster.
Yeah, so just a little bit there, but you know, it might have been Tyler getting in the ruse that slowed him up a bit. We've seen him down to the 204s there and 203s before that, so it might have just catching up to the backside of Welton, dealing with the little rocks and then dirt, pulling some tear-offs that he slowed up a bit, but once he gets by, if he can get by Welton, then he's got some free range to try to catch that number 14 Red Bull KTM.
And both of the guys behind this battle, Pennington and Rensland, both do 2:05.6s and a 2:05.2 for Rensland. So they close in a full second on the Medag and Welton battle. So this could become a four-way here in a very short time because those guys are all within about 4 seconds of each other.
Yeah, Medaglia is going to find himself in a sandwich of Americans here. Marshall Welton, Jace Pennington, and Luke Rensland all bunching up here with Medaglia.
All right, so a couple of Yamahas chasing down a Cowie and a Husqvarna right now. Past the halfway mark, up over the Cladipole one more time. Here in Moto number 2, you are watching Fox Sports Live, the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series from round number 6 here at Riverglade MX, just outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. The absolute beautiful day, beautiful scenery. Tons of fans here, tons of wonderful people supporting and following the sport, and what they're doing right now is cheering on the number 5. He's got the most fans out here of anybody, Tyler Medaglia, currently chasing Welton. That battle on screen is for 4th and 5th, and I think that he's coming into the back corner. That's Pennington.
Yeah, it's Pennington. So, and then, like you said, you can hear the fans getting after it, getting that number 5, you know, going. And when you hear that, as a rider, you know, you're battling forward, your lap times are good, you got some guys you can catch. That's going to motivate him. He's not going to feel tired. He's going to just keep pushing through, hearing those guys cheer him on from the sidelines.
All right, so Welton and Medags running the show right now. The top 3 in this race will be exactly your top 3 overall for the day. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. As far as that goes for points right now, Welton sitting in 4th, Medags 5th overall. Canella, Pennington, Rensland, Jair Mitchell, and Christophe Forte would work to beat your top 10 overall for the day. But as quickly as we talk about those things, it could change just as quick. And they cross that finish line there, and it's Medags, you can tell, is still all over Welton, but they now lost Pennington by 3 seconds and Rensland by another second that lap.
Yeah, so it looks like they're closing the gap on Ward. He's got about 6.5 second lead over this battle here of Welton and Medaglia. So these two starting to push each other along here, and as this moto goes on, they're going to see the 2 board come out, and it's going to be a full-on sprint for the last couple laps, and they might be close enough to battle for a podium.
Yeah, and podium for those 2 guys out there is pretty much a win right now because of the way things have been happening in the last few weeks. Welton comes in to go for Dunes with the red plate and loses it, instantly has a tough day, and then last week has to DNF over a bike issue. Medags just cannot seem to catch a break, leading races and crashing, getting a couple podiums here and there, but looking to really come out strong here at the home turf in front of the family and friends, and right now he's got that opportunity for the 4th spot, and like you said, they're catching Tanner Ward by increments, but there is still a good 5, 6 laps to go.
Yeah, so it looks like right now, it looks like Medaglia. Look at the smooth lines he's got. Those guys kind of going wide, hitting the chop up that face. He's got some smooth lines. He cuts down a lot of berms, but he's just not close enough to go for attack mode and try to take the line away from Welton. As they come back in that back corner, that Fox corner dropping in there, he closes up in some spots, and then Welton's got some drive in other spots.
Yeah, it's a little bit of cat and mouse, like you like to say there, Kyle. Depending on where that drive comes from, and both able to go to that step down. It's just trying to find that flow right now to get out of that chop. I think that's where the chop slows these guys in and out of turns. Two different lines going here. He's trying to slingshot down Tyler Medaglia, and then they both funnel right down to that inside line there.
Yeah, so that big inside rut coming up towards the finish line. Heavy in the lappers now. As Medaglia clicks off another lap. We're going to see those lap times come in. 2:04.8. These guys are picking it up. They're down to just under 6 seconds behind Tanner Ward. So Tanner Ward doing a good job on his own, because it's tough when you get by yourself to try to keep that pace, keep the lap times down. Just at the end of that GP section, we see Tanner Ward there.
All right, so Welton on screen, still doing a great job. He's got the Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillar Kawasaki still sitting in that position, and then Tanner Ward ahead of this, and Pennington, and we've kind of lost the Pennington-Rensland battle there. Sort of faded back. You had a couple of good laps, so now this is the battle on screen to watch. Medag pushing Welton, and both of them as a train right now catching up to Tanner Ward. And we hit lap 10. I think we were about 14 laps in moto number 1. So look at Medags. He's just driving it into those ruts right now. He wants this pass so bad, and I think if he makes it, he can put that charge on and chase down Tanner.
Yeah, typically I would say this would hurt, catching up and getting a battle, but these guys have actually been pushing each other along quite nicely and not getting in each other's way or slowing each other up, and it's slowly ticking away at the number 14's lead in that third spot. So I'm just really pumped on Tyler Medaglia's lines. Be able to switch it up, go wide, stay out of that roost, find some smooth lines that later on, when he gets on the back fender of one of these guys, he's going to be able to attack. Yeah, he's got to try to search for something other to make it work, because if you do get close, you can't follow behind. All you racers at home looking to be one of these guys, right? You know you can't follow if you want to win. So make sure you get those passes, and like Tyler Medaglia's doing right now, looking for lines that he's able to use once he goes in. But unfortunately, you can also watch it. He tries those lines and just loses a little bit, a couple bike lengths here and there sometimes, Kyle. But that's sort of the price you pay when you try to do these battles like this. You got to lay it on the line to make a difference. Yeah, so as they go back to that midsection there, and the lines have really changed up from early on the day. It looks like Tyler able to go wide, get the drive down that hill, scrub it off, and then right here he's back actually where Welton's going, so he switched up his lines from the previous laps, trying to just figure this out. He knows it's getting late in the moto there. Keenan Peterson just getting out of the way there before they hit the ruts. And they go up to the finish line for another lap pass. We'll see these lap times come in. Man, Tyler is all over him, and they're down to 6.8 seconds behind him. So Tanner actually lodged a faster lap lap there. So Tanner finding a little bit of grease in that lap there and able to put it down right now. But look at Tyler Medaglia, man. He is not giving up here, Kyle. Tyler Medaglia wants this pass. He needs to make it now to see if he can make that stop and get up to Tanner Ward. So they definitely can take a peek over their shoulders and look ahead and see that white jersey of Tanner Ward. They would have caught him right there. He's the next guy on their list. They need to catch him, and Tanner Ward able to put in those fast laps here late in this moto and just inch away again as they caught up to him. All right, so Dylan Wright, 10 seconds ahead. Jess Pettis, Tanner Ward, Marshall Welton, Tyler Medaglia, your top 5. Jace Pennington, Luke Rensland, Marco Canella, and Jair Mitchell, top 10. Weston Rosina's in 10. Christophe Fortier, oh no, he just moved back one as our timing is. Oh, he almost got him there. He's trying this inside. He's been working that line and just caught Marshall Welton off guard. So now Marshall's going to know that for next lap and cut it off. Oh, little mistake by T-Dag. Loses about a bike and a half as Welton is riding a great, smart racer, a calculated position here as they're flowing through. Late in moto number 2, that was lap 11. They clicked off that last time around. And Tyler spent many years, the last few years, on 450, so those mistakes on 450 aren't as big of a deal. You're able to turn the throttle, get out of a position a little bit, and not lose much ground. But when you lose your front end or back end on a 250, you lose that drive, it's monstrous to your momentum. 100%. There it is, the two boys on screen up into the Fox right-hander. No problem at all as they go down in between the Thompson thing up to the Fox Hollow. Lefty. Tyler's got some different line. Man, he's doing so many different lines here. Some are working, some are not. He's got to figure out which ones are paying off. Yeah, he's got to make a move quick here and try to get some free track so he's not eating roost from the back tire of that Sky Racing Husqvarna. And he's just not in range to make a move. He gets close and then he loses time. So let's see as this moto wears on. We're getting close to the end here, Galdi. Lap 12 in the books right now as the Honda Canada GDR Fox Racing rider Dylan Wright leads another lap here. Man, this kid has been on fire as of late. He's been perfect on the East Coast. And second spot, Jess Pettis. Third, Tanner Ward. Welton and T-Dags is what you are watching on screen right now. And we watch this battle. It looks like T-Dags has thrown in a small part of the towel right now. He's lost
about 4 or 5 bike lengths to Welton right now. That charge maybe just isn't in him anymore, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. It looks like he's a little defeated, but then again, he's just starting to put a charge on again. He's good in that GP section.
Yeah, that's where he seems to close it back up because it looks like he loses it up around that finish line area.
Yeah, coming up to that section where he tried to attack the last one, and Marshall Welton closed the door. So right here, coming into the switchback, Marshall still going to the outside line. He cuts back a little early there. There's Tyler Medaglia, just not close enough to do any damage.
All right, Tyler Medaglia on the number 5. Monster Energy Alpine Star Pillars Kawasaki stacking him up. He's here on home court right now, trying to chase down the foreigner, Marshall Welton, out of the U.S. Michigan rider right now. We're coming up a bit short on the catapult there. Didn't matter at all. The SSS soaked it right up.
Yeah, Marshall Welton, come out of Michigan, spent some years in the GP series riding that 125 class for a little bit. The EMC class, I believe it is.
EMX, yeah.
And then
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, he moved up to the 250 GP class, so he's got some experience at different tracks and dealing with different languages. So coming to Canada is not too far out of his element. He's able to, ride out here and not feel, like he's across the pond.
Yeah.
Quite a distance from home.
All right, so stepping down again, man.
Getting close.
Tell you, Kyle, he's a little closer this time again, but now starting to follow. Look at this inside line.
Oh, I like that. Nice little inside line from Medaglia, very sneaky there. And now he's starting to switch it up by the finish line, trying to drive around the outside of the Sky Racing bike.
2 laps to go. This is it. This is all that's happened for Tyler, and it looks like Tanner Ward, he's done a great job there. It looked like they were catching him, and then Tanner Ward sort of found that pace and picked it back up again. That's going to make the kid feel good. You have those motos where you're kind of questioning what's going on, and then you do a moto like that right there, and you make it happen.
Yeah, and he's keeping his teammate honest. He's obviously 7 seconds behind his teammate, but just being there and being able to see that white jersey of Jess Pettis up ahead of him, it's just a good feeling. He's obviously, Jess Pettis came onto the team as a hired gun and to take another championship. So Tanner Ward kind of got the wayside of everything, and he just wanted to prove a point, and that's a great moto there. A 3-3 on the day if he can close this out.
Okay, so 3-3. Oh, a little mistake by Welton, but kind of a little mistake as well by the guys just seem to be doing the exact same thing here. One guy makes a mistake, the other guy gets followed again, but Tyler is still pushing that envelope, man. This 4th place, I don't believe that changes the overall scheme of things. Actually, no, it would actually, because I think it would give the nod to Tyler Medaglia for 4th overall in the day.
Yeah, and that's some valuable points. Obviously, Tyler's quite a ways behind, needs every point he can get, and it doesn't help when you got the GDR Honda, Dylan Wright, just taking every win from these guys, really putting a number on this series. So there they go, heading back down the hill. That's where we see the guys getting away from that chopped up hill. You see Tyler just on the edge of that. So kids watching home, Galdi mentioned earlier, have an eye for Tyler Medaglia's line. He's like a surgeon out there. He's just like an inch or 2 away from that choppy stuff and able to find some smooth traction.
Yeah, smooth lines laying in the motor are always hard to find, but if you can, it really saves that energy. It just kind of makes it easier for you to get that flow like Phil Nicoletti was talking about in his podium interview. But a great job out there. Oh, Welton comes up a little bit short. T-Dags is going to have the drive here. Can he dive to that inside line that he tried the lap before?
No,
oh, Ward's down. Tanner Ward is down in front. Wow. What a shake up there. And then Welton almost goes into the back of Tanner Ward. And Medags is trying an outside line here. What a shake up with a lap to go here, Kyle.
1 lap to go, and Medaglia has got a shot at a podium. So he's going to really lay down some lap times. He knows he was sitting 5th. He's seen Tanner Ward down. And this is just motivation for both these guys to really go at it.
Okay, so now this opens up a whole brand new points chase here. Welton, I believe, would be handed that 3rd overall with a 3-5 because Tanner Ward's now is 5. And so this would give that 3rd place overall to Marshall Welton. What a costly mistake for Tanner Ward. They're riding so good except for the last 2.5 minutes of this race.
Yeah, so if Tyler Medaglia can make this pass, he could probably put himself on that podium position as we go by that back section down to the waterfall here. Super choppy line. It looks like Marshall's starting to ride some defensive lines here late in this moto. He's got about half a lap to go. He's going to want to protect these insides and hope that he can hold that number 5 behind him because this is a podium spot.
Yeah, so right now Marshall Welton has the podium overall with a 3-5, or sorry, a 5-3 compared to Ward's 5 would be a 5-3 or 3-5. And then Medags had a 6 in Moto 1, so a 6-3 and a 4-4 I'll get that points for him ahead. If he makes this pass, I still believe that gives it to Welton.
Yeah, so if Medaglia makes a pass, which he's lost a little bit of touch there with Welton, Medaglia would do Tanner Ward a favor there and give that podium back to Ward.
Back to him, yeah.
Doesn't look good, though, as Medaglia lost a bit of time there.
23, that's 46. And the 5-3 is, what is that, 20?
Dylan Wright coming down, one more section to go.
Honda Canada GDR Fox Racing looking to make it another 1-1 day. The number 19 red plate's going to extend his points lead here at Moncton River Glade. There it is, round 6. Making it home, 6 in a row for Dylan Wright and the Honda Canada GDR Fox team. Unbelievable day. They are doing amazing things out here on that bike, and I'll tell you what, Jess Pettis coming across there in that second spot. And, man, what a shake-up here. And Welton's going to hang on a third, so that's going to give Welton third overall in the day. So, Wright, Pettis, and Welton. Tanner Ward still going to be coming up and grabbing that roaddistributor.com whole shot check. Hopefully he's not too bummed about that and still makes his way up and gets that whole shot check. And I tell you what, great job by those top three, but, man, such a strange ending again, colleagues. I just don't get, I wish we had been following Tanner. I'm not sure what happened right there. It looks like the back end kind of stepped out on the way that he was facing as those guys came by.
Yeah, so there we go. Dylan Wright taking that win. Jess Pettis, getting that third gift right at the end there from Ward, and he'll take the third overall. Medaglia fought back to fourth. Tanner Ward, Jace Pennington, Luke Renslin, Marco Canella, Weston Rosina, good rebound ride by him getting ninth, and Jair Mitchell.
Great job out there by all those guys. So there you have it. The 250 Moto2 is wrapped up. Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. We got one to go. Time to head to the podium. Time for you to head to the fridge. Grab yourself a Rockstar. We'll be right back. Do not miss it. Thanks a lot, Kyle, down here live, Fox Sports Racing with the 1-1 winner again. Dylan, man, I tell you what, there is no wrong you can do right now. Having so much fun, passing the competition at will. In that race there, you did it nice and early. You got that part out of the way and just did your thing. Just tell me about the track and how everything was feeling, because from our perspective, it looked easy.
Yeah, I mean, the track's shaping up pretty good. Lines are pretty smooth and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a little technical in a few spots, just kind of gives me a little advantage. I feel like that's where I'm good. And, I mean, that first lap was pretty gnarly with Davey going down and stuff. I mean, and both me and Jess almost went down. So hopefully he's all right. And like you say, we just got to keep the ball rolling here. But couldn't do it without my whole team, Honda Canada, GDR, Fox Racing.
I got to ask you quickly before I get back to the other guys who go on the stage. That incident, we kind of just missed what happened to Davey. Can you tell me exactly what happened there? Because we were on you and Pettis because you were battling so hard right there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He kind of like must have hit fake neutral or something over the jump and just endoed bad, and he hopped over the bars, and then there's just his body and his bike flying everywhere while Jess and I were kind of jumping over, and I was like, I thought we were both going to go down and kind of, I didn't know what was going on, but hopefully he's all right because it was a pretty gnarly one.
Well, you know what? Congrats on another great J1-1 right there. Dylan Wright, unstoppable force here in the 250 class. All right, Dylan, we'll let you get up to that podium. Take care of business. I'll move right over. Stay right there. Marty will get Jess Pettis. Come on right in here, buddy. We'll do the Fox Live thing. Keep going right on Tamarack. Jess Pettis, 2-2 on the day. Going to chat with this cat right here, our reigning 250 champion. Another great ride out there, Jess. First lap right there, we're just talking to Dylan. He's like, man, I can't believe me and Jess didn't get taken out with Davey Fraser. He said he was unsure what happened there, man, but that tire hit you right in the helmet.
Oh, man, that was like the scariest moment I've ever had and been able to ride out of. And, man, I'm so grateful that I'm okay. Like, I got some blood, a bunch of cuts.
Shot of that. Look at this blood shot right here. Marty bleeding.
Bunch of cuts on my arm, fingers, but yeah, I got hit in the head, almost went down hard, but I hope Davey's okay. And yeah, salvaged a second. That was pretty scary. It kind of threw me off for a lap or so, but man, Dylan's on it. I'm trying to put a stop to that, but we'll come back swinging a Deschambault.
So I look back at last year. You were the guy. You were the on-it guy all the time like that. Now he's got it. Last year you crushed the competition. They had to figure it out. So now you're that guy in that position. How do we figure it out, close the gap? We got 4 motors to go in the series. The championship is a little bit out of hand, but I mean, still respect level and obviously getting the one to go with those wins.
Yeah, exactly. We're always out here to win, and that's the goal at the end of the day. We work hard for it, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to make excuses. Obviously came into the series injured, and that set me back quite a bit, but yeah, no excuses. I'm healthy now, and it's time to make it happen. So we got 2 more rounds. You never know what can happen, so we'll just keep pushing to the end.
All right, Jess Pettis, 2-2 on the day. Congratulations, Jess. We'll let you get up. Your podium is next. Marshall Welton's going to head down here. We'll catch up right with Marshall. We'll stay live here on Fox Sports Racing, the 250 class. Marshall Welton, no, he stayed over the plate. Hey, Diggs, get me Marshall Welton. He's staying up on the stage right now. We'll let him get down. They're going to send him down to me. But Welton, what a rebound. Was almost not going to ride here today, and then gets the bike fixed, gets everything dialed in, goes 5-3 overall for the day. Here he comes right now in the background here. Marshall Welton going to go 2-2 on that Sky Racing Husqvarna. Come on right in here, Marshall. Great job. 5-3 on the day for a podium finish. I'll tell you, before the moto, we were kind of talking. We were unsure about a few things like that, man, and it all gets together, and you did exactly what you had to do. You did your job today, and it really worked out for you. It's got to be happy.
Yeah, it's a sigh of relief. We've been scrambling all day, to say the least, and it's nice to, get in this position to, finally get, light at the end of the tunnel. So, I'm happy with, what the team could pull together today, the Sky Racing, International Motorsports. I just want to give a shout-out to Live It Extreme and 2.5, Heli Realtor, MMCR, Vesta Properties, and MH Holdings to hook me up. And thanks, everybody watching back home.
Did you actually know what happened to Tanner Ward? Obviously, a little early Christmas gift right there. Unfortunate for him, but fortunate for you. Luck is the way it swings that way, but it was right out of our camera view right there, and then boom, next thing you know, you go from 4th to 3rd. The overall switches all around. It was a wild moment for us in the TV booth.
Yeah, I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, man, I really got to get going on Tanner, and T-Dag's going to have to get around him, too, to get that podium. And I seen him tip over, and I thought it was Pettis. I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's Ward. And it's like, okay, I got this one. So
congratulations, buddy, to you and the team. A great job. There it is, 3rd spot. We'll let you get back up and get that trophy. Fox Sports Racing Live, wishing me good luck. I need the luck. It's those guys out there that bring it. Dylan Wright, Jess Pettis, Marshall Welton, RoyalStreaming.com. Whole shots go to Tyler Medalla and Tanner Ward. The 250 is so much crazy to watch, so much thing going on, but the one thing that's consistent, Kyle, Dylan Wright is unstoppable. Send it back to you.
And there you go, Dylan Wright, another 1-1. Like I said earlier, we can't stop talking about this guy. He's put on a performance on the East Coast, obviously leaving the West Coast. He got docked 5 positions there in Manitoba, taking that win away from him. And it's almost like he's on a mission to prove everybody wrong. And he's been doing everything right, coming from behind, getting up front early. And great to see the GDR Honda taking another win. And we're going to throw it to a quick commercial. We'll be back with some more Rockstar Energy Triple Crown. 450, the water's being laid down there. The dozers out there, tractors out there. These guys are taking care of the 450 boys as we're getting lined up there for that hot lap. And that's look at that Kubota just digging deep there. So just got done that 250 second moto, got the overalls. We've seen that Dylan Wright, another 1-1. Good day for Jess Pettis, another 2-2. And late in that moto, Tanner Ward had a 3-3 in the bag, slipped up, lost the front end or something. And Marshall Welton got an early Christmas gift and was able to take that 5-3 to the bank and put himself on the podium. Good job down there, Galdi. It looked like the boys are having fun.
Yeah, the boys are having fun out there. Tanner, actually, I think he was that upset he didn't come and collect the RoadStribune.com because Bomber Welton was like, man, I don't know what was happening. It was a crazy moment. I think you guys probably heard it there on the interview.
Yep.
But time to take a quick little snapper into some more personalities. This week we get the chance to talk to Cade Clayson. His grandma loves us, loves the show. So I make sure I give her some love with this. So tune into this one, guys. This is going to be a good one.
We're always rolling, Cade. It is live show here at the Canadian Motocross Series, so you're always on camera, no matter what you do or say. What do you think about that?
I feel like that didn't work out so great for somebody else last weekend, but, whatever works.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see that thing. I don't know what the internet is. I don't know what it's all about. Okay, let's get some serious thing here, Cade. Long season. We're heading into Riverglade here. Ups and downs, couple good moments, couple here's and there's. The one thing I really like about you is you're very open about stuff. So give me your open, hypothesis on Cade Clayson's season thus far. No lying.
No lying.
No, Sarah's going to watch this. She knows that she doesn't want you to lie. And Grandma.
And Grandma. She always watches.
Grandma's going to be watching. Hi, Grandma. She's a fan of mine. Hi, Grandma.
I've had some good motos, but then I've also had some motos where it's like, what the F am I doing?
Yes.
It's like last weekend, second moto, I just rode around for 35 minutes, and it was like pathetic, which is upsetting. So second motos haven't been the greatest, so we're working on that, but speed wasn't there at the beginning of the year either. So,
right, okay.
I felt like I got much closer, so now I feel a lot better on the bike, and we changed a lot of stuff at the beginning, and now I feel way more comfortable riding.
So I busted your teammate last week, Marshall, there, about saying hard on himself. I feel like you're hard on yourself.
Oh, I'm very hard on myself.
Yeah, but why? Why beat yourself? You're riding a dirt bike, you're living the dream, you're in the sun.
I mean, I'm not.
Rockstar girls are hanging it. They probably think you're cool, even though, most of the time you're probably not. But, it's the life of a god right now. Why beat yourself up so hard?
I mean, I'm not here to get 8th.
Well, then don't get 8th.
That's the problem.
Sorry, I'm acting like a team manager now. I shouldn't say that. No, 8th is good. Way to go.
way to go, 8th. No, not great.
Not like that?
Not great.
Okay.
No, I mean, I expect to be right around, 3rd to 5th. And, I just haven't really been
Sniffing
there.
that podium.
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't
Maybe your
been
nose
there.
is crusted over.
Hey,
Are you sick?
I actually was sick there for a little while. And it
Do you need some
sucked.
Benadryl? Wait, no, that's for allergies.
I don't think we can take Benadryl.
Sure. Oh, is that? No, you can't in Canada. You're good, buddy. Okay, I want to talk about some fun stuff now. Got a lovely wife at home there.
Yep.
What does she think about this? Because she's the career woman.
She is the
She's
career
carrying the flag. She's paying the bills.
Carrying a big flag.
Yeah, exactly. So how does she feel about this? Obviously, she's a fan. She loves it.
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah?
I mean, we met.
You got the
at
dogs too,
track.
right?
One dog.
Yeah.
Working on 2.
Working on 2.
Working on 2. It's taking some persuading, but
Okay.
she's got to wait till I get home so I can take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a good story. You met her at track, away from track. Yeah.
Yeah. So I met her at the track and stuff, and we actually took it pretty slow, which was weird.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah.
sort of like your racing speed right now, as you said.
Thanks, God.
Yeah, why? You kind of led me into that one. We got to have some fun with that. Talk quickly about the Sky team here. I mean, you guys look like you have some fun, good attitude. Everybody's fun. You got your buddy Marshall Welton on the team as well.
Yeah, the team's good. We're on new bikes this year, which I really enjoy the Huskies. Not that I didn't enjoy the Hondas last year, but the setup on this bike kind of fits my style a little bit more. I was here obviously last year, and I got a full-time mechanic now with Craig, and that way Al can take a step back and be more of a team manager figure instead of trying to play both roles. So they're making strides in the right direction. There's obviously always still room to grow. They're only a second-year team, but I feel like they're making headway. Obviously because they had the red plate earlier this year with Marshall and everything like that.
Okay, before I let you go here, I feel like I have this theory. You've got to be the right amount of dumb to be like the champion racer, that winning racer, the right amount of dumb. I feel like you're too smart for being a motocross racer. Am I far off by saying something like that?
That would be one of the nicest things you've ever said to me.
No way. Hi, Grandma. See, I'm a nice guy. Huh?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to insult the guys who are beating me at all, so I'm just gonna let that one slide.
I like it.
That's a good one.
Welcome back to Fox Sports Racing Live here. Ryan Gall, Kyle Thompson up in the booth here. And I tell you, I think they're getting funner as I'm getting more into it. Fridays are pretty loose and jovial around here, kind of poking some fun. And, of course, some more great personalities, Cade Clayson. And I swear, I think I have merit to that theory.
Yeah,
I have merit to that theory. A lot of our championship racer guys, no, it's not like they're dumb as in they can't do math or something, but you really got to be, let your body and everything go out on the edge and push the limits.
Can't overthink it.
You can't overthink it. And I feel like those guys like that, like a Cade Clayson, he's a very thoughtful person and very calculated, and I feel like that can kind of be a deterrent to get to that next level in some cases.
And Cade's one of those guys I always run into a Friday. I always like seeing him after a week, see what he's been up to, and it's always a good personality to have around the track, and definitely can poke fun of him, and he can take it.
Yeah, a good shot there, roaddistributing.com, whole shot. Last moto there, we had Michael Lessie grab it. Could he go 1-1? You know what's funny? We haven't had a lot of Triple Crown
Jess got two,
right?
Jess Pettis got 2 in the cement starts in the West.
Oh,
and
did
then,
he go
Michael
4
Lessie,
for 4?
Yeah,
he did, right? That's right, okay.
Michael Lessie got the first 2 at Wild Rose, so
we're at 3. They've only got 3 this year.
3. And I feel like that's good, though.
Well, Royal likes it. They don't have to give away a bunch more money, which is great. And then we can up the contract next year, right? RoyalDistributing.com. Now, we appreciate those guys and what they do. Of course, the Rockstar Energy Drink crew, we love having those guys as our title sponsor. They bring such a great element and such a great spark to our series, the Rockstar girls and all the people and staff that do that stuff. And, of course, Hoosier Tires out there. Mark and the boys, man, they served up a lunch today. Halibut. You don't like it, though.
Oh, you're a fish guy. You're a seafood guy.
I'm seafood all the way. Last night we had lobster, crabs, scallops, and shrimp. Right pick from the ocean. Like that.
All surf, no turf.
All surf, no, we actually had some steak, too.
There you go.
A little bit of turf.
Get the energy up for today. And
you think you swim in that? Go swimming in that pond. Yeah, we go swimming in that pond for
sure. Sandali would be in there for sure. It was hot as anything there.
All right, the 450 Moto number 2 hot lap is about to get going. The boys are just kind of sitting around waiting for the call. We are right on schedule. Here you are watching Fox Sports Racing Live. It is time to take one more quick break. We'll be back with the 800, the 12, the 54, the 351, and the rest of your 450 races here for Moto 2 Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. Do not touch the dial. And we're back. Round 6, Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. Ryan Gauld and Kyle Thompson. Is that a swimming cap?
He is.
Is he wearing a swimming cap?
Swimming in those W's and taking another moto win.
Swimming in the W's. I like it. Look, he's got the cold towel on him and everything there. Leslie's just
actually saying. Josh Schneider grabbed that off from the team manager for CTR there. So
yeah, so that was kind of cool. Well, we got kind of something cool actually because last year here we had an unbelievable points battle in our 450 class. Since we got a little bit of time before the boys hit the hot lap, we're going to take a look back at what happened here last year. This is moto number 1 of our 250 class, and this is when the Joey Crown effect started catching fire.
Yeah.
This is when the Joey Crown effect started catching fire, although it was his teammate, Josh Osby, right there, grabbing that early lead here in moto number 1, grabbing the roaddistributing.com hole shot.
There's Sean Moffmeyer injured this week. We're hoping you're healing up there, Sean. Get back out in that Yamaha, but Jess Pettis, he was on a mission that year.
He was last year what Dylan Wright is this year.
Exactly.
The unstoppable force. I don't know if you heard that. I asked that kind of question. I'm like, hey, now you're the guy that everybody else was last year kind of thing. So how do you figure it out? And he's like, I'm still pushing. I'm still happy, and everything's working like that. And that right there is where Osby was catching. And but Pettis was able to take moto number 1 last year in front of a beautiful crowd, just like we got here this year. In moto number 2, the gate was down. A couple of intermediate guys on that outside gate right there. But once again, it was the team redemption right there with 1 and 2
starts last year on those KTMs.
They did.
This year we had the KTM start and the Red Bull team there, so the KTM's got this Moncton track figured out, and Osby there getting that early lead, but it was Joey Crown coming up there.
Yeah, Joey Crown would end up getting a 3-1 score, I think it was, at the end of it all for the overall on this day. And this is where he kind of made some big dents into Pettis' points actually over the next couple of weekends. But it all started right here. This was the pass. That was that last pass that he made right there, and he would go home to take a moto win.
Yeah, kind of like Tyler Medaglia last moto, trying different lines inside, outside, and Joey Crown making it work there, get that overall. Yeah, he made that push to that last moto there in Walton. He obviously had some issues there in Walton and wasn't able to get the championship. But
he was pumped. Look at that, so pumped. That was the first moto win of the year, I believe, too, right there, was it not? So, good job. And then over to the 450 class. You could not script a better day of racing with how things work out in the point score. So you had Benoit, you had Medags, or no, it was Benoit, Epstein, Gerke, Thompson, and Fasciotti. 4 of them tied, or Benoit was just on the outside, or whatever it is. But the first moto, Epstein has a great ride, but it would be Fasciotti, I think, that took the win or brought it home. But Epstein would move himself right up into second spot by the end of the race, and him and Hayes would hit, him and Medags would hit. It was non-stop action here for that 450 class. But Fasciotti took the win, and it looked like he was going to do one of his normal things. But then we get to Moto 2, and basically nobody could guess what was going on here.
Yeah, it looks like Benoit jumping out to the early lead, but he had issues early on and having a little crash. And it looks like Thompson started coming up there, and the Gerk man having another good moto on that Yamaha.
Yeah, Thompson would lead the way for a while, and then apparently he just didn't want it. He didn't want the lead, so he handed it over to Gerk Sauce, and he would take that lead, and Medags is in there battling for it. And Benoit actually checked out in this moto.
Oh, is this the one?
It was the first moto where he
crashed. Yes,
this moto he checked out. He checked out in this moto, but his 1-6 score compared to Fasciotti's 6-1, compared to Gerke's 3-3, and Epstein's 4-2.
No, 2-4.
No, 2-4, and your brother's 4-2.
They tied.
They tied at top of it, and right there was a pass that Benoit made on your brother that actually took a clear-cut overall away. But Cole Thompson ends up getting the overall on this day with 4-2 moto scores. Insane.
Wild.
Insane in the Riverglade membrane.
Yeah.
Right there. And this guy right here is the guy looking to bring home that overall today. The number 800 Honda Canada GDR Fox Smart Top Bullfrog Spas.
Say that 10 times fast, Goldie.
Yes. I want to say it right, man. I'm going to score myself a hot tub.
Yep.
My wife would love a hot tub.
There you go. So,
I'd rather a sauna. I'm a sauna guy.
Unless you take
like
this time, I'll take a hot tub.
You don't care?
Either, yeah.
You don't care, right?
Hot tub and a cold Rockstar, and we're good to go.
You're good to go. Really? Hot tub, a cold rock, and maybe some mix with it? Maybe a vodka or something like that?
Either or.
All right. Milk. Nice warm milk in the hot tub. Okay, look at him right there. He's ready. Did you think he wore the same set of gear?
No, he's got to switch
He's got
it
a
up.
couple sets, eh?
Yeah, but you know, he stayed pretty clean that first moto. The only ones he had to pass is the lappers there. They lapped up to 9th place. So
again, you got to give an applaud to the track crew. The track looks absolutely pristine on our cameras here. Obviously, you know, the TV never gives it justice like you think, but man, does it ever look good right now? Earl the Pearl there clapping for Michael Lessie right there. I think that's bias. That's a little bias, Earl.
You know, this is our moto, Goldie. We got to take line notes for this FXR premix coming up. We got to get that podium position. So as much as we're going to call the shots here, we need you studying, so we're good to go.
I did the studying last week, and I think my own staff, our own staff, screwed me out of the podium that I had. I think they added another lap that they weren't supposed to our race last week.
The Young Bucks got you.
The young buck got me towards the end of the race there, took my podium away. Today I'm feeling pretty good. I got a little shoulder issue here, but no excuses, man. We're going to go out there. The bike's running really good. And Yamaha Motor Canada Bondi engines, we're ready to rock. We're ready to rock. So this is where the boys here. This is kind of the funny part of where you get down to that start where the fans don't really get to see. The guys kind of have to get real close to each other, figure out the goggles. The bikes come in. They got to get out of the way for one guy, let the guy through and stuff like that. It's kind of an interesting moment at the motocross races.
Tight little setup there. And some of the guys, do a little bathroom break there, take a pee before the moto, and other guys are just kind of getting maybe some jumping jacks or just getting new goggles. Obviously got to fill up with the gas. These motos are long, so these guys will top up with gas just to be sure that they're going to make that 30+2 and not run out of gas like we've seen in the past with a lot of champions and ex-pro racers. You can see the Alessi's guy getting the gas out there right now.
Oh, yeah, that is Nick Foot. I actually don't know his last name. I only know him as Nick Foot, or Foot Nick. They went to the Hawaiian Supercross, and he took a scooter or a moped or something and crashed it all out and broke his foot. Broke his foot, so they were calling him Nick Foot or Foot Nick. So, hey, explain this to me. What is this thing that Cole's got on there? I obviously, it's a cooling vest. Is that what it is?
It's just ice packs on that. Just get your core temperature down before you start. Obviously, you want to start, and have that down as it's another way.
So is that something they planned for this week? Because you would have thought, I don't remember seeing that last week.
He had one on last week, too.
Oh, he did?
And,
Okay.
And that was very key for that temperature. But
yeah,
it is hot under the sun. Like we can feel it on the backside of us right now, Galdi. But
your poor calves.
Yeah, my
those
poor
little
calves.
tiny calves of yours.
But it gets warm right in the sun. He's got the umbrella right now, so he's going to stay cool. But definitely on the hot lap, just stay cool and be ready to go once that gate drops. That you're at 100% and not already feeling the temperature.
Where do you buy that? Walmart?
Like a sports store, I guess. I don't know. You want one, bud, for that premix?
Yeah, for the premix, I need the cool. Can I wear it the whole time?
Yeah.
Just let everything melt onto me to cool me down. Moto 2 board coming across with the lovely Rockstar Energy girl right there. Love those outfits. Cal's going to wear that to the Halloween party coming this fall because thus far I'm winning the whole shot bets because he doesn't keep track of things and his memory's at a loss. And this guy here, Rockstar Energy OTS FFF rider Phil Nicoletti, got a great start. And he just said he was kind of fighting the bike a little bit in Moto number 1. He said he might make a couple changes. He actually specifically said about the G-outs. A lot of the G-outs that come down in, he felt like the bike was not reacting properly, and he was more like muscling it around than actually getting that flow.
They would have definitely made some changes there going through. And early on this season, Phil made a comment that he's not much of a clay guy. He doesn't like the ruts, more of a sand guy. And obviously in the mud conditions, he was all in the mail. So I think this moto, you're going to see a different Phil. They would have went out, made some adjustments, tuned that thing in a little bit better for the slippery surface and the way the ruts have shaped up. Phil's in a great spot, though. He's sitting up with a second overall. He gets a start here. He can get his moto win and his overall for the year.
Yeah, and he stole, he stole 4 points, I think, away from Cole after Gerke's incident. That helped Cole, obviously, too, but stole 4 points towards that Triple Crown Series. So that's now down to 7 as we head into this moto. And in the MX Tour system, Fasciotti lost 5 points in Moto 1 to Michael Alessi, so that's down to 22 now. So just a heads up on those point counters out there on the social media, or, of course, our Fox Sports Racing Live race fans here watching the final 450 moto of the day from the Glade. And we're getting ready, boy. The boys put the bike in gear. The RoyalShooting.com hole shot is going to come down, too. The gate is down. Who's going to grab it? Whoa, is that going to be Josh Cartwright again, or the 800? Whoa, we got one rider down in the back. That's the 28, Eric Jeffries. Michael Alessi, once again, going to grab that RoyalShooting.com hole shot. So he's 2 for 2. Triple Crown. And one rider off the track right there. Everybody else getting through. Let's hope Eric Jeffries is okay. The 28 machine. Back up to the lead pack. Alessi, Fasciotti, and Phil 1, 2, 3 again.
Yeah, so I want to say that Josh Cartwright had the line on Alessi, so we'll have to go back to the tapes and see who got the actual hole shot there. But it was a good battle no matter what there, and Alessi's always put himself in a good spot, and that's tough on the competition.
This right now reminds me of 2014 when it was literally the Alessi Fasciotti show, whether it was one of them only winning the races, barely anybody else getting away there. But look at Phil right now. He's attacking right away. He knows that Alessi is going to try to take away and steal away from this pack and take the heart out of the competition.
Yeah, look at the lines on Phil. Inside, outside, kind of just trying to work this early. And we've seen Phil kind of take his time in that first moto. He's guns a-blazing this time, and he's going to try to attack the number 1.
He's going to want to get by right now and not let that Alessi get through. They said they made those bike changes. They're going to see if they're going to work out here. Look at this. You got the driver on the outside, a little scrubber for Phil. Going to grab the gas on that Yamaha Motor Canada Rockstar Energy OTS FF bike. but the Honda gets the drive. Phil goes wide. Try new lines. You gotta like Phil. Doesn't stay behind that roost. You know the roost here hurts.
Yeah, this roost is like little BBs out there. That the clay soil really balls up there. And look at this inside line.
Oh, look at this.
Giving him a line.
Fasciati opens the door, and Phil smashes his way through. Phil Nicoletti up in a second spot already.
Yeah, surprising. Fasciati did not see that line in the hot lap, and Phil took advantage of him swinging wide there. Fasciati maybe using a line that he would use later in the moto where it's smooth.
All right, so Phil Nicoletti, Rockstar Energy TSF. Look at this. And Fasciati now's got the drive. He's back up the inside now.
Wow, in the Galdi section, very tricky section down there, heading towards the finish line, and Fasciati trying to edge him out there.
That was very friendly. I think he could have took that line. That is cordial racing right there between these two 30-year-old veteran, experienced racers. Fasciati falling in. Look at this. Michael Alessi already 2 seconds ahead.
Wow, almost 3 seconds
Almost
ahead.
3.
So look at, he's Gandhi there. So checking out, and these guys doing battles just going to help Mike out. You know, swapping some plastic out there, and it's just going to help Michael Alessi try to get away. We know Michael Alessi sprints half this moto, and that's where the trouble is for the rest of the guys.
Looking where we have no Matt Gerke out there. Matt Gerke has not lined up for this race.
Thought I seen him in the background. Maybe that was Josh Cartwright that had the Kawasaki there. So
yeah, we have got no Matt Gerke in this race here. Wow, unbelievable turn of events. So Matt Gerke not even lining up. Whether maybe they didn't get a bike ready for him, but we do not have Matt Gerke, the Monster Energy Alphonse Pillar Kawasaki moto or bike in this moto. Very unfortunate, Kyle.
Yeah, that's tough for him, and I don't know. I didn't see him at all on the staging area, so maybe they couldn't get that motor swapped out there. I'm hoping it's not an injury. It looked like he pushed his bike off the track, no problem. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
You know what? That's going to open the door, though, for maybe that Sam Gain or a Ryan Dowd to get into that extra spot they may have never seen before here, because those guys are the top 3. But once again, look at another great start by Keelan Meston again out there. Good job by Keelan Meston.
Seems like when Keelan Meston, starts the day good, gets a good lap time in, his day is good.
It sets the tone.
It sets the tone.
Yeah,
he did that Calgary 2018, and we're seeing it again here as Thompson's on the back wheel of the CTR Yamaha.
Yeah, so right now, Red Bull KTM Factory Thor Race and Ride of Cole Thompson trying to edge in to the back end of Keelan Meston there, Sawyer, and the number 10 just doing a great job holding them off for the time being. And I don't remember, did Cole get him? Oh, look at this pass. Very similar pass to Moto 1. He did pass him just like that in Moto number 1. Cole Thompson trying to move forward here and just kind of keep that Triple Crown points nice and tight as we get ready to head into Supercross here just a few weeks after our Deschambault and after our Walton Raceway round coming in 2 weeks before the end of August here. So Alessi Nicoletti, Alessi up to a 3.2 lead right now. So Alessi just a little bit faster one more time on that lap.
Yeah, so Thompson, Meston here battle on screen, and Meston is not giving up. Look at it, trying to drive up the inside of Thompson. He didn't like that pass that he made back on that step down section. So Thompson's got to start looking ahead. He's got the number 1 there just at the end of the straightaway. He's going to try to track down the GDR and get away from this battle with Meston.
All right, so Meston and Thompson going at it right now for 4th and 5th. Early on here in Moto number 2. Thompson so smooth. You got to think, not got to think, you would know, but I feel like this would be a good track for Cole when it's when he's obviously feeling good, not having a back issue. Just that nice ginger throttle, a Fasciati type of ginger throttle. But I say stuff like that, and then the guy leading the race right now is kind of a heavy throttle hitter like Michael Alessi. So sometimes the theories that we have don't really make sense, and it's kind of proving that way right now, Kyle.
Yeah, I got to say Michael Alessi, late in the moto, he looks like he's on a Sunday cruise most of the time, but man, he knows how to lay down some fast laps early on in these races, and he's that perfect mix of like hard, raw speed and smooth technical ability. So he's really putting a number on these guys late in the series and putting a push towards that championship. I really hope that those 5 positions last week don't come back to haunt him, because he's going to be losing some sleep over that.
Yes.
And his teammate is the one he's battling with.
Right now, look at a good shot of Josh Cartwright, Chase Marquier, and Cade Clayson battling it out for 6, 7, and 8. And you know, with the guys like your Message, Cartwright, Marquez, Clayson's had those numbers. Their numbers from those races. Clayson needs to put his foot down right now and make those passes and move in and really steal a good moto finish. 5th is on the table. 5th is on the table here in this moto.
Yeah, there's a good shot of Jason Benny, the Quebecer, moved up to the 450 class this year. Spent many years in that 250 class. Good to see him out there on that Kawasaki.
Another good shot, Yannick Boucher in the 351 right there. That's Eric Grondel as well doing battling hard right there. So a couple of new faces getting some love out there, and good to see, man. That's what we all like to see. We like to see Demon of that. There's Michael Fowler on the 47 and the 526. I believe that's Parker Earls, or sorry, Parker Eels out there as well. As we get back to the front of this pack, Phil's kind of edged it out on Fasciotti, and he's kept it, looks to be right around the same, maybe on Alessi right now.
Yeah, so look at that, Phil. Looks like he's got things figured out a little better, a little bit of smoother bike out there for him.
Alessi, though, full 1 second faster. Fastest lap of the race so far in that lap.
Wow, he's just pulling it out. It's unreal the pace that he's going late in the day here. The track's at its roughest. The ruts are at its deepest, and the sun is baking us hard here, Galdi. So good on Alessi. You can see him heading up the hill there.
Sounds like a couple of potatoes right now, right?
A couple of baked potatoes here. And
getting baked in the booth here and watching this great racing as the boys are getting baked out there from the sun. It is another hot day here. Not quite the same humidity as the last 2 weekends, but still the sun is blazing right now, and there's no way this is an ease for these guys. And I'll tell you what, Alessi clicking off Phil Nicoletti and Fasciotti. I feel like we're trying to wait for a battle right now, but I don't know if the guys are going to get close enough. The roofs hurt so much here. The lines are not really developing right now. But Fasciotti not letting Phil get too far away.
No, so Fasciotti looks like he's creeping up there. You see Thompson in the background there. So those guys, top four, slipping away here. But yeah, it looks like Fasciotti's going to start his push early this moto. We seen it last time. He had that little crash. Took him a bit to get going, and then he had a late moto push against Gerke when Gerke lost the engine. So let's see if he can get up on the backside of 54 and make a race out of this.
All right, so Alessi continues to pull away right now. Four-spot Thompson looks like he's actually keeping things pretty tight at 204.04 on that last lap, which is just a smidge off of the front-running pace. But now with that clear track after making the pass on Meston, you want to think maybe he might be able to drop that time if he's feeling it here. Once again, Cole Thompson a bit injured, but we hope also an injury back at home. John Moffenbauer, we hope you're tuning in, buddy. We miss you. We know you broke your clavicle. It's going to take you out of the MX Tour side of things. We'll probably see you back for the Supercross Tour. And as the lap times click off, a 202.3 for Alessi, a 202.5 for Phil. So Phil matching the time, a little bit slower, but matching the pace.
Yeah, so he's definitely stepped it up there the last lap and pulled away from Colton Fasciotti a little bit. Colton down to a 3.3 behind him as he jumps on our screen right now, all in red number plates, red gear, red everything on that Honda.
We got a good battle kind of looming in the back for 7th and 8th between Chase Marquet, the 196 on the Manluck, and the Sky Racing Husqvarna, Kate Clayson, number 12. Right now, they're about 15 to 20 seconds behind our leaders, but they are right on top of each other. 0.01. Kate Clayson all over the back of Marquez, so that might be a battle we can pick up and check up later on as we're watching the Honda Canada GDR Fox Racing rider, Colton Fasciotti, our 5-time Canadian champion, announcing his retirement here. Is going to happen at the end of the year, and he is wearing that red plate, Kyle, looking for a 6th title, which would supersede his mentor, his hero, JSR, Jean-Sébastien Roy. I mean, what a career, what an amazing story, what an amazing job that this guy has done for Canadian motocross.
Yeah, he's definitely raised the bar for Canadian motocross riders across the country, and he's definitely a champion's champ. He gets it done. He knows when to push. The days that he's not feeling right, he puts himself in the right position to not do damage to the points lead and just collect points when needed. And those days where he's feeling strong, he'll go out and get a 1-1 on the day and really extend the lead.
He's looking good, but his gaming buddy, his former gaming buddy, as Cole Thompson now coming into frame. He did a slower lap last lap, but I keep feeling like he's gaining time. He's still right in the picture there. And you know, Fasciotti's not one of those racers that looks back, but you always can see those 180s and kind of glance with the peripherals. And I'm assuming they all know that Matt Gerke's not in this race, so that's they didn't see him come to the line, so that must be a thing. I really hope that they didn't get to the line and something happened with Mike. God, I hope that's something wrong.
We need to get a story on that. We didn't see him up there at all. I thought I seen him early on in that first lap, but it must have been Josh Cartwright who was on that Kawasaki there and making that push. So actually he did Cole Thompson there making a push himself. 202.2, fastest
lap of the
Nicoletti.
No, wow, Nicoletti at 2.
Nicoletti's going to make a push.
6.
That's going to be for the overall, Galdi. So
nearly
we're going to have
a full second faster. So Nicoletti has found the flow, as he said in that interview after the moto. He has found the flow, and he is battling hard. And off screen, it looks like Kate Clayson has got his way past of Chase Markey. Now is right on the back end of Josh Cartwright too. So we got a couple of little inner battles going on here as we get into lap number 5 of the second moto here for the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series at Riverglade. And there's no way. Look at Cole. He is definitely pushing. He's catching.
Yeah, he's trying to run him down, and it's nice to have a carrot in front of you. We talked about this all day, is have that little, maybe a Twinkie for us there, but a carrot for these guys. And it's, you know, you start being able to outbreak that rider and just start slowly get in there. But a guy like Colt Fasciotti, nobody's getting in that guy's head. He is, you know, the champion for years. He knows how to maintain a race, and he knows that Cole Thompson's there, and it's not going to phase him. He's going to be able to put in his laps, put in those lap times, and charge all the way to the end here, trying to catch Phil Nicoletti, who just put in an absolute heater that last lap, trying to close in on Alessi. Yeah, definitely a great heater there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. But Thompson as well, finding his groove here in these motos, and these are those kind of riders. Again, Alessi Thompson couldn't be more of each end of the spectrum as far as riding type and style and the way they attack the track, but both of them finding a way here in the first half of this moto, or first third of this moto. So we did 17 laps last moto, so you got to figure it's going to be right around the same in moto number 2 here. So you got about 12 to go. According to it, and Phil right now, look at legs off the pegs and everything. Like that. That's something you don't see your brother do, but you're going just as fast. Weird. I know, it's a wild to see these guys. It's Colt Fasciotti, Cole Thompson, very smooth on the bike. You get a guy like Matt Kirky or Phil Nicoletti who just pin it to win it. Alessi, I want to say he's in between all those guys. So Alessi just did a 201.9, Phil back to a 203. Alessi, wow. What is happening? How do these guys do this, Kyle? Explain to me how he does that. I don't get it. It's Alessi doing Alessi things out there, and really laying down some good lap times. And it's got to keep Phil guessing. You know, he had little incidents there, dropped to a 203. So, you know, scratching his head for sure when he sees Alessi just creeping away again. Alessi up over that single roller. There's Phil now coming to your frame. Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha ride. Currently sitting in that second position. And we're keeping getting a battle going on. Cole Thompson chipped away another half a second, maybe even more. No, a second and a half of a Fasciotti. He's only 1.2 behind now. So Cole Thompson also just did his fastest lap of the race there too on lap number 6. So he is coming hard, and he is coming after Fasciotti. Yeah, so these guys starting to get to that halfway point. The track's getting a little tacked up here, Galdi. The lines are starting to form. That water they put on there, you know, right before the hot lap is now tacky dirt. So these guys are going to progressively get better as this moto goes along. And now they've figured out some hot lines, some fast lines, maybe some smooth lines. And, yeah, these lap times are starting to click off real nice. All right, Thompson now, look at this. They're both in our frame right here as they head down the step down into the straightaway section here. Very fast section of the Riverglade MX track right now. And as fast as Thompson comes in, I feel like Fasciotti might have just kind of pulled it out maybe another quarter second or so right there. Maybe not. No, they look to be about the same. I love this camera angle here, Galdi. It's just a nice stationary there. We can see how the laps are going off and the lines that these guys pick. So, yeah, definitely Thompson needs to look past here and see that Nicoletti's not too far gone, too. And maybe that's a little motivation for him. He was a second and a half faster that last lap as well. So Thompson is really pushing Fasciotti and trying to creep up on the duo that's up front right now. It's going to be interesting to see the next lap around. So Alessi crosses over with a 203.4. Phil Nicoletti at 203.3. Fasciotti at 203.6. And Thompson at 203.5. So they're all basically identical that lap. Yeah, so no gain, no loss there for all those guys, staying about the same. And you can see the load of roost that's taken right by Thompson. So in the GP section, you're able to get out of it a bit. It's really wide. You see Thompson tucking up that inside. Smart line by him, and really smooth there coming to this next corner. Yeah, able to kind of skid himself a bit more of a drive. That track not really being used. And look at it, works. He's right on the rear wheel of Fasciotti here. So he's sniffing the back end of the Fasciotti dog right now. And as they drop down to that section. Line. Fasciotti jumps down that waterfall. You don't see many guys do it. Fasciotti's been doing it all day into those tough technical ruts. Fasciotti's so technically inclined like that. I bet you see Thompson start hitting that line as well. He's such a trigger man. He'll find it and do the same things as that rider in front of him. That's such a gift that those guys have. Looks like Thompson's bike got a little sideways there coming to that half single there. Good recovery by him. And he's definitely pushing the envelope. You don't see these two guys make those little mistakes. So you know when they are making those mistakes, they are pushing the pace. And of course, we step back nearly a year to the big incident we had there. So not a real love lost between these guys, but still a lot of respect on the track. But you know, Fasciotti does not want to let Cole get him. And Thompson has
still got to get back and loves passing Fasciotti as like the torch kind of getting passed in Canadian motocross right now from Fasciotti to Cole Thompson as the next generation to kind of take us in to the 2020 year as the race is chasing right now, chasing the dream and chasing those titles. And of course, Thompson has that, or the look at the Triple Crown points right now behind Phil. Right now, it's another 4 points clicked off there that would make it down from 7 down to 3 as we would head into Deschambault.
Yeah, so that's key for Thompson to make this pass and kind of narrow that points gap that he has with Nicoletti. Obviously, Nicoletti about 6 seconds in front of this battle. You know, it's going to be a tough task for either of those guys. And Nicoletti, another burner, 2:01.9, trying to run up the backside of Alessi, who's got about a 4.5 second lead.
So Nicoletti clicked off about a second, or about a half a second, maybe 0.6 of a second off that lap right there. He's got it down to 4.7. So Nicoletti once again found the flow that lap, and he's got to do 2 in a row. Yeah. This is where he seems to mess it up. He does one where that beats him, pulls half second. Then the last time he did this, he dropped almost 2 seconds. So Nicoletti's got to keep that flow because he is feeling it. He's done a couple of 2:01s. Mike's done a couple of 2:01s. A 2:02 for Fasciotti and a 2:03 for Thompson. So Fasciotti kind of pulled up that gap out of it.
Yeah, so Thompson had not a great lap there. Phil Nicoletti, an awesome lap. One of his fastest there, dropping under that 2:02 mark, which is hard to do on this track. We've seen a lot of 2:02s and 3s, but that 2:01 is a tough task to do, and especially with the lappers Phil's dealing with. And that guy, if he can put a couple 2 or 3 laps together, really get in the head of Alessi, and you know Mike's going to see him on this switchbacks like this. He's going to peek over, see that 54, and he's going to be charging hard.
That's one thing about this track. This step down right here is notorious. Phil's looking up, Mike looking down right there, and those guys can really kind of figure out what's going on and what's working for them out there, and they can just be kind of like death staring each other as far as that goes when they're looking at the track with the proverbials for sure. So a little rundown here as we get through halfway through lap number 8. Mike Alessi, Phil Nicoletti, Fasciotti, Thompson, Meston, your top 5. Cartwright, Cade Clayson, Marquier, Gaynor, Dowdy, top 10. Boucher, Grundle, Eels, Benny, and Fowler, top 15. Cormier, Lapierre, Kirchner, Jeffrey, and Gadak right now sitting inside your top 20. So good job by all our racers out there. But the show that we're getting right here from Phil and Alessi about dropping these lap after lap is quite impressive. It's cool to see guys get faster even though the race is getting longer.
Yeah, so we're past the halfway board there. We didn't see it last time unless it came out there. We're half that export, so this is right when Nicoletti starts picking up.
They both dropped 2 seconds that lap, and Alessi was faster by half a second.
Yeah, so Alessi, just when you think Phil's catching up, he finds a little bit more speed. So 2:02 for Colt Fasciotti. He's pulled away from Thompson, and now looking to catch up to the 54 of Nicoletti.
Fasciotti's best lap of the race right there. So Fasciotti, maybe he's finding the flow. I feel like I'm on repeat now. I keep thinking they're getting it going, and then the guy's next lap just throws it away.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot last year, Galdi, where one of the guys, the top 5, we've seen a lot of lap time switch up, who gets the fastest, and nobody really taking control. Obviously, Alessi getting that hole shot has really put himself in a good position here because these guys are running very similar lap times in the top 4.
All right, so Alessi right now on screen. Smart Top, Bullfrog Spa, leading the way. Honda Canada, GDR Fox Racing. I really like that set of gear. That's just a nice, stylish-looking color scheme and everything like that on the Fox boys. So cool to see Mike Alessi donning some sweet gear and then donning the sweet ride. And you come from last weekend filled with sort of, I guess we'll just use the word drama, able to put that aside. I said that in interview. What a great, what a professional, able to put it all aside and come out and do this. He's his dad, I talked to his dad on the phone this week. He called Mike a coin racer. Mike races for the dollar, and he's seeing him here right now. He's seeing it click. He's getting the bucks. They're getting it paid off. Yeah. 2 hole shots today and maybe a double one day. This is going to be a good payday.
Yeah, this is a good payday for Mike, getting those hole shots. And I am not quite sure if he got that double hole shot, but it was very close. We'll have to go back to the tapes, see who got that Royalist ribbon hole shot. And if he did, that's another clean sweep for Mike Alessi. And yeah, nothing like getting those wins, getting those bonus money from the teams and the sponsors.
All right, so we're getting into the finish line here to see if Phil Nicoletti has chipped away at the 800. And if he has, then maybe, again, we can see Phil has found the flow. But, of course, we want to see what the Fasciotti lap time is coming by. Look at Alessi. He's looking back.
Whoa. I feel like Mike's like that, though. Mike is very aware of his surroundings. It looks like coming by the stripes, waiting for the time.
Nicoletti goes down. I just heard it in the background from our announcer. Nicoletti goes down. Fasciotti and Thompson go by. Yep. Nicoletti just up over the finish line now.
He's in 4th.
Wow, so Nicoletti tips it over and loses it. right now, that right there opens up the door for the Thompson Triple Crown Series, the MX Tour Series, and really gives a push for Alessi now. Alessi's got an 11-second lead.
Yeah, so we're about 7 laps to go. He's got time to make up this time and catch both Fasciotti and Thompson and make that push to get those points back. We were kind of almost at a boring stage. We were 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 all the way through the field, but Phil's going to make it interesting here and create some battles for us on screen.
Phil, like Tanner Ward, just an unknown mistake there. Not too sure what happened. We didn't get it on camera there, but they're, again, maybe just pushing so hard that the track bit them.
Yeah, and it's getting into heavy lappers. They're almost in the top 15 of lappers here, and that's when the things get interesting as these guys come through the back. There's Thompson passing a couple more. So things get interesting here because in the top 15, Goldie, these guys are fighting for some good points. Yeah. So they're not going to get out of the way that easy for the blue flag.
No, 100%. You are correct right there. Right you are, Kyle Thompson, and they're going to all be dealing with that ring right now. But Mike Alessi, once again, has got a nice, comfortable lead here. And Thompson and Fasciotti are pushing. They were faster that lap. Thompson was faster than Fasciotti and Alessi that lap. So we're going to see if that thing keeps the trend that keeps setting. But
it's 11 seconds to Alessi now for Fasciotti. So Alessi again with a huge lead in this moto and really doing numbers on the East Coast. Besides his Sandali where he didn't ride up the pace with his hands, he's really putting the beats to this Moncton track. Lappers here, the champ dealing with some lappers. That's Josh Kadek right there.
Yeah.
Talked about him earlier.
Good young kid out of Alberta. Love seeing him and his family doing the whole series together. He currently sits in 17th place. So yeah, they're lapping up well inside the top 20 here. And Cole Thompson able to get by the lappers in a quick area, and everybody got a whole bunch more coming in. It's endless now, but
yeah, it gets in a freight train to all of these guys. Like I said, they're battling top 10. This is the closest Cole Thompson and Cole Fasciotti been all race. Looking at the lap times, 2:03 flat for Cole, 2:04 flat for Fasciotti. So it's tightening up.
Good job by Clark right there, getting out of the way. Fowler going to do his best to get out of Fasciotti's way. And then also doing a good job on the Cole Thompson pass. Good job, Michael Fowler, very experienced rider out of the States there, help making sure that the faster riders getting around safely.
These guys getting back through that zigzag section. I don't know if they can see Alessi at all. If Fasciotti's got tabs on him. Obviously, they got pit boards each lap. Just after that finish line section, they get their pit board. And this is my favorite line. This gets me going.
Yeah.
That gets me fired up. What a line by the champ there, jumping down right into those deep ruts, not afraid to carry the speed.
A big shout out to Cade Clayson, the man I did the interview there with as he worked his way up to 5th spot after being in around 9th at the start of the race. So he is finding a bit of a groove here late in the day. So well done for the Sky Racing pilot. Here, motor number 2, a Sky Racing rider. His teammate just got 3rd overall in that 250 class. So Cade Clayson doing what he needs to do to click off points from a guy like a Gerke or that Dakota Alex stuff that's in our point series that aren't able to race this weekend.
Yeah, and also we got to keep an eye on Sean Moffenbauer. Those guys having Sean out of this, he's just getting to those podium positions and making up points. And had that injury practicing out in Kamloops, BC, where he lives. And that's very unfortunate. Big blow to the system, and we hope Sean heals up quick and gets back out here racing.
All right, so Cole Thompson, we're getting bucked around just a little bit on that Red Bull KTM Factory Thor race and ride. Fasciotti just up in front of that, looking for Phil Nicoletti. There's Nicoletti right there coming into the Fox turn. So Nicoletti definitely back. So now a 4-3 for Thompson, 4-2-4 for Nicoletti. Nicoletti still gets 3rd overall here as if it stands the way it is.
Yeah, the podium position is going to be decided by these two right here. Cole Fasciotti, who's sitting right now at a 3-2, and Thompson, who sits at a 4-3. He makes that pass on Fasciotti, he would make that swing into the podium position.
He makes that swing in the 2nd spot, too. There's a 2-4 or 4-2 beats a 3-3 on the tie. And then that would put Phil Nicoletti 4th at the bottom of that tie. This would be the 2nd year in a row we'd have so many guys tying with the same scores, but the guy not tying for that same score is the guy on the top of that list, and that is Alessi. He just did a 2:04, Fasciotti a 2:03, Thompson 2:04, Nicoletti a 2:02.5. So
3.7 seconds.
Nicoletti is still coming. Nicoletti is still firing on all cylinders here, Kyle.
Like we talked about earlier with Phil, he needs to start putting these laps together. He needs to get a fast lap and stay with it. It seems like every fast lap Phil has, he's followed by a slow lap or a crash. So we need Phil to stay on track here, and he can make this interesting here for that 2nd spot.
Top 4 riders 4 seconds faster than the 5th and 6th place guys out there. And so they are cruising here. They are going so fast here late in this moto. We just hit lap 12. and they're still laying down laps that they were doing in the first moto there, Kyle. So the track not really deteriorating as far as toughness and speed-wise, but maybe the guys are also just getting stronger. They're just pushing the envelope.
Yeah, so Phil Nicoletti making his way through that midsection there. I really like that FXR gear. It looks like he's got a gold kit there, black and gold. So really cool to see him with that custom gear, and FXR hooking it up there. Fasciotti and Thompson closing in again, but there we go. There's number 54. That's a great shot there by our camera guys, getting that battle, closing in.
Yeah, Nicoletti can now, like I talked about, stepping up on the catapult before you step down. He can look up and see those guys coming down and see if he can see himself gaining. That's such a nice, like we talked about, like a carrot right there dangling. And Phil Nicoletti, just like Gerke, I said the first one, they kind of turn into a rabbit and they want a little Phil. But look at your brother there, Cole Thompson. He is really pushing it right now. He can see a little blood in the water, and he's like a shark trying to attack the Fasciotti train. And like you said, this is what changes for that overall right now for all of them.
Yeah, there's a couple different lines through those rollers. Same little wheel tap out, but the way they approach it there. Oh, look at Thompson there. Sneaky little smooth inside, staying away from the rutted stuff and just trying to find traction in that black dirt.
Thompson's so good at that that ginger throttle type stuff. Fasciotti, we always say, is good at it, but Thompson is just maybe a smidge better, a little more modernized, a little younger. And they're going at it right now. And look at this.
Wow, fast lap times out of Phil and Cole Thompson. Look at this.
Look at Cole Thompson trying to make the pass right there. No, he's not going to make it stick. Thompson is coming. He's coming hard.
Yeah, drag racing down there. He needs to take advantage of Colton being in front of him. Drag racing into these corners there. Colton way wide. It looks like he's going to lose time, but the way he swings back onto the track, he's got some good momentum in the next corner.
Yeah, Cole Fasciotti playing good defense right now, but Thompson has definitely got some lines out there that's able to bring him close. But close is good in horseshoes and hand grenades, but you got to make that pass. That's the pass you got to make right there.
Yeah, so Thompson trying to drive up the inside those ruts there. And these guys, I seen Thompson kind of peek over his shoulder there. He's seen Nicoletti in those switchbacks there, so he knows Nicoletti's not too far behind, and a buffer would be nice in this situation here. He needs to get by the number one and let him deal with Nicoletti first.
All right, so Fasciotti still climbing his way, still fighting hard, with Thompson all over the back end of him. Fasciotti maybe pulls a bike length in that little switchback section, but Thompson up the inside, and he's so sharp. He takes every different line than every other rider out there. He just hates that rooster. He's so good at saving energy. Cole Thompson's so good at saving energy.
Yeah, that's it. I see Phil Nicoletti creeping up here. So we're getting Phil, who's starting to lace these laps together late in the moto. Maybe a little PO'd from that little crash he had, and he wants to get back to that 2-2 he had on the overall.
Phil Nicoletti passes either one of these guys. He still gets that second overall. As it stands right now, that would go to Fasciotti, and he would get third, Thompson fourth. But Phil does not play that way. Phil never gives up. He's going to charge right to the end. And we got about maybe 5 laps to go here in this race, according to what we had in Moto number 1. So they're about to come up and they're coming up to hit the finish line here very shortly, and they're on lap 13 at the moment.
And watch for this lap here. This lap time is going to be very interesting. It's almost like Phil having that crash knocked some sense into his lines and just started making the right moves and putting some good laps in here. Thompson going by the stripe there, and there's Nicoletti not too far behind. We're going to wait for that.
Fasciotti was almost 3 seconds faster than Alessi that lap.
So, yeah, they're
all coming. They are all charging right now, Kyle. This could end out to be one of the craziest motos ever. The way the times are standing right now, they just clicked off 3 seconds off Alessi's lead. It's down to 6.5.
Yeah, so 6.5.
6.8, sorry, 6.8.
Yeah, and that's not much in this situation when we're dealing with lappers. And Alessi has kind of lost touch with the actual pace. The guys battling behind him. So we're going to keep an eye on it. And that was Fasciotti's fastest lap. Right when Thompson pushed up the rear, he was like, nah, not today, Junior. And he put on some good laps. Look at Nicoletti doing that Fasciotti line and really closing the gap here late in this moto. This could be a dogfight here at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be that for sure. So lap traffic and Alessi leading the race right now, trying to hang on to another 1-1 day for the Smart Top Bullfrog Spa. But Fasciotti getting pushed by Thompson, Thompson getting pushed by Nicoletti, and that whole train and caboose right now is leading its way and closing the gap on Alessi with about, I would say the 2-lap board is coming out the next time around, Kyle.
Yeah, Alessi's not out of the woods here. We're going to see what his lap time comes around. Maybe he had some issues. Looks like Thompson lost a little bit of touch there, and now Nicoletti is in the picture big time, and he's closing in on that white Thor gear wearing Cole Thompson.
Yeah, FXR back. Nicoletti chasing the Thor gear of Thompson, chasing the Fox gear of Fasciotti. All different brands, all different gear. all different personalities as well. The whole package between them all right now is definitely coming up. I bet you 2 laps to go the next time they get to that finish line, Kyle.
So we're going to have a sprint here, a 2-lap sprint with these gunslingers here, the fire breathers of Cole Fasciotti, Cole Thompson, and Phil Nicoletti trying to close up that ground on Alessi. Alessi trying to close out the day. And here's the 2-board is actually coming out. We see it there off camera. 2-board is coming out. So these guys are going to get that little kick in the butt. Let's get going. And let's finish this one out.
Fasciotti over the finish line there. We'll let our timing and scoring readjust and see if he drops down one more time with 2 laps to go. He's got it down to 5.3. So he clicked off a second and a half that lap. 2 laps go. That's not enough time right there. He needs more time, or he needs to click off about 3 seconds this lap to make it interesting.
Yeah, so he needs to really buckle down here. He's seen that 2-board. We've seen Fasciotti make a good push at the end when he caught up to Gerke. That last one, obviously Gerke fell out with the motor issue, but he made a push here at the end. So let's see, there's Alessi going by, some lappers in the mix, and there's Fasciotti, about 4.5, 5 seconds down. So he's gonna make a push here, and he's got some late moto charge. Good jump down there by Fasciotti into those ruts again.
All right, so the number 1 right here, 5-time Canadian champion, is really finding his groove late in the moto here on lap 15. He's clicking it away, and Thompson and Nicoletti are all within a second of each other as well. So it's going to get interesting. Nicoletti, yeah, it looks like he's still about a second and a half back right now. So Thompson doing a good job hanging on to that spot. And once again, Nicoletti's still going to grab 3rd overall as it stands with the way these points look. So it'll be just a great motivator. But man, Alessi looking to grab that 1-1. There they are looking at Alessi just jumping down right now. So Alessi can see Fasciotti. Is it too late, Kyle?
You know what? It might be too late. With a couple veterans like themselves, they really know how to manage. They know how to manage a moto and just maintain that.
Yeah, definitely the experience pays off that way. Those guys can get the job done and pull the trigger on bringing home victories like that for sure. So looking for our leaders once again. A couple shots of our lounge driver. Sam Gaynor, the 80 machine, sitting in 9th, I think. So a great job by Sammy. Master 9th place. So Alessi getting ready to lap up into that 10-9 area right now as Sam just went through that corner.
Yeah, so nice and smooth there. Obviously, Alessi had that one off lap to give Fasciotti and Thompson, Nicoletti hope. Let's see how he is this lap. See if he can close this one.
1 lap to go. 1 lap to go for the 800 right here. Oh, that's Alessi revving the bike big time out there. Fasciotti is closing down.
4.3
got it
seconds.
down to 4.3. That is going to be tight at the end, but I tell you what, Alessi's pushing. He is pushing with everything he's got to bring home this
wow,
moto.
That's closer than I thought there, Galdi. I know it looks like that on TV. It's very close, but you get a guy like Fasciotti. He's got a little bit of blood in the water. He's got some late mojo going. Let's see if he can close in and force a mistake out of Alessi.
And this is a point swing here. Alessi took 5 points in Moto 1. This would only be a 3-point swing here in Moto 2. So an 8-point thing, bringing it down to about 19 points. If we look at back last weekend, if it ends this way, it was going to be 18 points when they left. That would have brought it down to 9 in this moto here. So, or going into with 2 rounds to go. So a tough way to look at things, but that is what it is. And here it is. But Mike Alessi still bringing it home, looking good on that Honda Canada GDR Fox Smart Top Bullfrog Spas, getting chased by his teammate on the Honda Canada GDR Fox ride. 5-time champion Colton Fasciotti. Alessi, though, man, he is just so smart, so experienced, and just he's willing himself to bring this home right now. He's willing his power.
Yeah, so Alessi just behind this. He's closing up. We're going to get a shot, maybe. Oh, no, not there. But he is not too far behind, about 2 seconds. And really putting this push on Fasciotti. Maybe a little too late, though, for the win here. But Alessi just needs to keep doing what he's doing, keep chipping away, and hope for some help from his friends like Nicoletti, Thompson, and Gerke to try to slide in between him and his teammate and really make a push for that Walton Transcan event to close in on this championship.
And you know how good Fasciotti is at Deschambault and Transcan, so you know he's going to come in hot. But right now, the power is in the hands of the 800 here as it's going down this final roller section one more time, 2 more turns, and he's going to bring home a 1-1 day to RollerShipping.com hole shots and chip away about 8 points into that MX Tour Championship, bringing it down to about 18 or 19. There he is.
Little peek over his shoulder, and he totally...
Unless he's going to bring it home. Look at that. He
redeemed himself. So
Fasciotti going to bring home second. He is jacked. Fasciotti bringing home that second spot. Thompson third. Nicoletti going to finish in that 4th position. And that's still going to give him 3rd overall in the day. You know he's not going to be happy about it, but still A great job, man, between Fasciotti, Thompson, Nicoletti. Did they ever give us a show here today of true warrior status?
That was a great event there, Galdi, and it creates good racing here. And it's cool to see the top 4 or 5 guys in both classes really be able to lay it all out there. I know late in the day in Sandali, a lot of the guys were just in survival mode, and it was cool to see Colt Fasciotti put a charge in late in that moto to make it a race there for Alessi. 1 lap too late there, and Nicoletti obviously having that issue there, dropping back and giving some points up to Thompson on the Triple Crown and Fasciotti on that MX Tour.
Well, where that checkered flag waves there, the checkered flag goes for me right now. I'm going to make my way up to the podium. We're going to go pay some bills. We'll be right back with the top 3 overall on the RotoStripping.com hole shot here for round number 6 of the Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series. Don't go anywhere.
And we're back here live from Moncton, New Brunswick, the Riverglade MX track there. Great shot of the VIP Honda setup there. The Fox boys there taking care of everybody at the Riverglade. And the podium is packed down there. You can see everybody funneling their way down there for the final podium. Michael Alessi, another 1-1 on the East Coast. Obviously having that upset last week, losing some positions, but 2 1-1 days for first overall at Gopher Dunes and Moncton. He's really making a push here for the championship. Colton Fasciotti ended up going 3-2 for second overall. Phil Nicoletti getting that 3rd spot there, having a late moto incident there and having to make up some time on Fasciotti and Thompson. Just a little too late there. Nicoletti's going to go 2-4 on the day for a 3rd overall. Thompson going 4-3 for 4th overall, and so on. Cade Clayson getting up there 5th in that second moto. Cartwright getting up to a 6th, so good on him for that Kawasaki PRMX. Keelan Meston 7th. Chase Marquier, Sam Gaynor, the young rookie, getting up in the top 10 again. Ryan Dowd battling up to 10th. Eric Grundle, Parker Eels, Yannick Boucher, Jason Benny, Eric Jeffrey, Michael Fowler, Dylan Kirchner, Thomas Lepere, Brian Cormier, and Josh Godek running the top 20. We're actually down at the podium with our boy Galdi.
All right, here we are. Thanks a lot, Kyle. Live Fox Sports Racing. We're going to bring in Moto 1 and Moto 2 winner Mike Alessi right now. He's getting ready to do his podium up. I think an absolute perfect day for Mike Alessi out here, clearing the air of all the nonsense last week. Mike, you can't do anything better than what you did today. Double RotoDistributing.com hole shots, double moto wins. I think she's probably happy. She probably has no clue what's going on right now. She's like to hang out with Dad. But Mike, you know what? What a way to clear the air last week and obviously all that stuff. But you just did true professional. Put it to the side. Did your job today, man. Super pumped for you and the team and how it all works. And she's like, doesn't know what to do out here. You having fun? No, it's just like that. Mike, give it up to you, buddy. Congratulations. What a great day.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a team effort. You know, we were just working hard this week, and I don't know if you can see it, but my hands, I mean, they're literally like bleeding.
Are they not better from last week? Oh, my God.
They're worse than last week. I just rode as hard as I could, and, man, great team. I just want to thank my mechanic, Nick, Mike Genova, Smart Top, Bullfrog Spa. It's just, man, just but backing me, my family. Got a great group around me, and I'm uncertain what the future is going to be after this weekend, but I'm extremely happy how the day went, getting both hole shots, leading every lap, winning both motos. Huge statement, and yeah, like I said, I
Can you elaborate on that at all, Mike, where you're sitting at? I mean, it seems like something kind of, a guy goes 1-1 and then the uncertainty kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to wait till Monday for the press release, and we'll see where the future holds. Okay. But you know what? I got a great family. I got a great little baby, great wife. And thank you to the fans for supporting me, for being here, supporting me, and backing me. And so, yeah, thank you.
Great job, Mike Alessi. 1-1 on the day, taking the lovely daughter right there. Congratulations. Phil right now on the stage, so we'll give him a couple of seconds to wrap it up. So a 1-1 for Mike Alessi right there. He's going to chip away 8 points into that MX Tour lead, so bringing it down to right around, I think, the 19 or 18 mark. So still an option, but Mike Alessi right there, Kyle, we'll talk about that when I get back. Uncertain what's going on here in the series. I'll bring Phil Nicoletti in right now, going to be 3rd overall on the day. Phil, 3rd overall on the day, obviously not where you want. Man, you were pushing. You drop your lap like 2 seconds, click 2, and then you lose 2, click it down again, and then all of a sudden maybe just give us 2. We didn't see what happened on camera there, but I feel like it was just a tip over.
Yeah, I just watched the front wheel. It really sucks, but that's part of racing. They smoothed the entire track out. It was a highway, so that was kind of a bummer. But I rode my heart out again, and just, yeah, it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I'd just like to thank the Rockstar Energy OTS, FF Yamaha, FXR 60, Alpine Stars, my mechanic, Racine Steve, and yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Riverglade today. I don't really like the track. Don't like going that fast either, so it's pretty fast on a 450, but like I said, live to fight another day. Deschambault's next weekend, and yeah, come out swinging.
You gained a few points on the Triple Crown side of things as well. Let's just talk about last weekend. It's buried now, but how do you do that as a professional? Put that to the side and do your job like that. I think when people watch that, the new people, obviously they always look at that negative side of thing, but it means so much. Even Mike did it as well. Buries it. You guys come out and do your job for your team and your sponsor. That's such a professional way thing. I really feel cool about just seeing that kind of stuff as a fan.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to do it. You know what I mean? But that's just a part of racing. You gotta put it behind you. You know, it's the sun rises every day, so you just gotta go at it and give it your all. And obviously, it is what it is. It's like I said, it's not the weekend I wanted. Mike had a good weekend, and like I said, still on the box. Triple Crowns, obviously, where I got to look to now. Motocross Championship's kind of out of reach at the moment, but you just got to swallow it, take it on the chin, and keep moving forward.
All right, Phil Nicoletti, third overall on the day. Rockstar Energy OTS FF Yamaha. Another perfect timing here. Fasciotti just finished up live, so you see Phil right there. Not a fan of the track here to shared it, but he did his job. Buried that stuff from last week, and so cool to see these professionals act away from that social media and all the stuff that goes on. And they put it to the side. They come out, they do their job, and that's what we want our future kids to see that are racing. So right now, the five-time champ just finishing up right now. Fasciotti's going to finish second overall here today as he comes down the stairs. I'll grab him right away to finish out that interview. Come on, Cole, Colton, right in here, buddy. Colton, right in here, buddy. Come right in here. Come on in here, boss cat. Right in here. We'll get this done. He wants to go talk to his manager. We don't want you talking to that. We got to get you live on TV right now. Great job again today, man. I feel like you might want to do an extra 5 laps. All of a sudden, you're like the fine wine. About 4 laps ago, you just started kicking it in and showing that Colton of old, that heart just never ends.
Yeah, that dad bod seems to kick in about 3/4 of the way through. And
my dad bod doesn't look like your dad bod. I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe you're doing something a little bit different. I don't know. But yeah, all in all, it was a good moto. A little bit frustrated at the start there. I just didn't have anything for them. And once I calmed down and found some better lines and started clicking, and Cole was on my butt there, so that gave me a little bit extra charge to keep it in second there.
Well, a great way to finish. Get some points back there. Losing 8 today. Looking at the grand scheme of things, overall satisfied then? I mean, obviously you don't like losing points, but get out of here healthy, happy, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. The number one thing on my to-do list is keep that red plate till the end. And, you know, I've been having an awesome year. I'm having fun out here. And, you know, I'm just happy to be out here for a couple more races. And, yeah, it should be exciting to finish it off.
All right, Dad, get back up and finish up, get those overall points. Cole Fasciotti got a second overall here today. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Rockstar Energy Triple Crown Series has wrapped up in Riverglade MX Park outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. An absolute beautiful day. Not a lot of craziness like we saw last weekend, but still a lot of great racing. The Nicoletti, Thompson, Fasciotti stuff going on at Moto, amazing. Welton getting on the podium. Alessi 1-1 on the day there, sharing uncertainty. We'll have to stay tuned on Monday for that. And of course, Dylan Wright, the unstoppable force in Canadian Moto right now. I hope you fans are enjoying it home as much as we are up in the booth. For Ryan Gall and Kyle Thompson and all the Jetwork staff, all our friends and family and sponsors, we thank you. Next week, Deschambault, tune in Saturday, same time, same Rockstar channel. See you then, race fans.
Check. We'll get these guys up. Come on up, Mike.